さてやっていきますかね。アジア見逃してたんでフューリーとブリードの仕上がり見ていきたいと思いますが、残念ながらアーカイブがあんまり残ってなくて、例の問題があった試合なんですよね。試合っていうかスケジュールだったんで、このブリードとフューリーがこの後この次にやるんですけど、でそこでフューリーがまず勝ち抜け決めるっていう試合残ってたんですけど、ブリードとエレベートかな、明け方に終わった方の試合は個人配信してくれた方のツイッチのアーカイブで見ようと思ったらもう消えちゃってて、今見てたら。なんでこのフューリーとノーキャップ、おにぎりがいるとこですね。とこの後まずは代表が決まった。ブリードとフューリー見とけば大体なんとなくわかるかなというところがあるんで見ときたいと思います。
Yeah, I mean, question marks will begin to arise as to whether or not Fury still perform under pressure, but they've been in similar positions before, so I think they've been conditioned in that sense. NoCap as well, they've been in plenty of pressure situations, and arguably on a map like this where the pressure is somewhat alleviated because it is a free shot, I'd probably anticipate them to actually play with a little bit more freedom here.
ノーキャップピックだったんだ。いやグリロマジで使ってて楽しいんだよな。あいつ最強だろマジで。いろいろスキン来てるからシージやんないと。今日の夜やろうと思ったら今日ラジオ配信予定してるの忘れてたわけじゃないけど。自分で敷いた自分のスケジュールで首が締まってる。
Now this position is one that has certainly become favorited by a lot of next to the vending machine. Also deployable shield from long desk facing.
ラジオ配信でいろいろ話したいことがあるんだけどさ、自分の中でまとまらなくてなんかダラダラしてたら2ヶ月過ぎちゃった。前回やっとくから2ヶ月どこじゃねえよ。いや管理事務でもやっぱ2回多いね。こっちが割るとは思うんだけどさ。俺そういや夢でさなんか実況しててさ、何の試合か覚えてないんだけど、開幕に防衛側が EDD で飛ぶっていう、これはブラバですねって言ってる夢を今日見た気がする。なんで実況の夢見たのか分かんない。惜しい。おにぎりそんなところに騎馬バリア張ってんだ。おもろいね。何この騎馬バリア。机壊して机に張ってんだ。いやここ閉めてないんだよね。2回守りなのに。すごいよな。ここ閉めないんだ。
And allows I9 maybe to go back in and try and take this fight over towards long desk. He's got actually that's already pushed in there. Keep a barrier at the doorway.
やっぱ今回フェーズ1が被ってるのがマジで納得いかんわ。
What a shot from Mr. Punch though. To get that kill on
あれでも気がついたら削られんだよな。
Fury that finding the initial kills. TCH though gets the headshot to PG.
魂のダッシュ。
It's perfect.
いやーこれはきついぞ。あとなんでボルカー置いてないの？ボルカー置いてないのは先般じゃない結構。そうだね、ここプラント待ちたいよな。もうI9相変わらず強いな。今のごついな。ここは痛み分けだったけどね。いやここは騎馬バリアうまかったよな。悪くないんだけどな。この人数差で下にいてもって感じなんだよな。だからワンチャン時間切れで下狙ったと思うんだけど、でもボルカン1個置いてないで結構先般だと思うけどな。ボルカンは勇者はまだいいけどボルカンを置かないとダメだろ。味方のあれに邪魔になると思ったのかな。お、スパッツできましたさんこんばんは。非常階段壁わざと開けたのってハブでしたっけ？覚えてない。
Their attacking prowess as a team, especially off the back of the likes of Onigiri, but it can't just be him. It needs to be really the whole team that stands up.
でも何もしないっていうのはなしかなって気がするけどな。あの1枚に関しては。あの1枚結構なんとかしないといけない壁だと思うけど。
The main breach has been opened up, but getting the planet down is fairly exposed. It's not like old Consulate where you could park up behind the van and have decent protection in towards the objective. You now are actually forced to go quite deep or plant very shallow and hope that you can cover the multitude of angles that looking towards.
ヒューリーなんかあれだね。攻撃いろいろ選択肢持ってるね。いやでもこっち側のエントリーマジで管理できないんだよな。なんかヒューリーの攻め面白いな。
on the clock, so that's 30
なん
seconds
か
now down.
荒々しいプレースタイルのように見て理にかなってんだよね、フューリーって結構。
Now actually looking to
わ、
work
先に潰しに行った。
Now DCH is in
あ、
position
でも
once
手動
more
がやられてるん
side,
じゃないこれ。
but it's those on site having an impact.
多分
IDFC
手動がやられてんな。
opening up the account here for NoCap. And that's a bit of an oversight, a bit of a
お、エリクさん
mistake
こちらいら
here
っしゃい。
from Fury. Those two players looking to pinch from behind have not been given any opportunity to have an impact in the round, and the team has thrown their lives elsewhere.
Yeah, and these are the kind
やっ
of
ぱそうだ
rounds
ね、
we
手
typically
動
say,
の
well, NoCap's
ガレージ側がやられ
in
ちゃってんだ
control,
これ。
and they certainly are, but I still wouldn't count out Fury here. Dark I9, Crit
ああ、
Chain,
そ
very,
この
very
こ
good
このハッ
players.
チ開いてるだけで。
The
うわー、
biggest
潰しに来
issue
た
is。not even so much the two-player disadvantage. It's probably time.
あー、ここ負けちゃったか。
I don't know why Mr. Punch is pushing there. He didn't need to.
マークレレに負けちゃったマークレレ。
Dark anyway.
うわー、
I9 bot yellow.
ミラが
Yeah,
重
just
す
try
ぎ
to
んね。
spray and hope and see if he can hit some crazy shots. That was a
最
good
初の
swing
手
in
動
the
2
end
枚で
again.
決まっちゃったね、ここ。
So
なんでやられたのかよくわからない。
IDFC gets the last kill pushing.
最近スーパーショーティーみんな構えんな、マジで。
And as we saw, quite a
ス
large
ーパー
emphasis
ショーティーは
above
デフォやな。
even mirror windows, for instance, being invested on the top floor. So inviting Fury into taking control above, knowing that there is a lot of pressure and a lot of value that can be gained by getting vertical presence down below into the site.
Yeah. It's going to be the way that Fury are going to win this. Is just pretty much strangulating NoCap. You want to keep them on site, get Vert. And I think for
おー、
NoCap,
一回
the
取
way
ったん
that
だ。
they're probably going to find success here.
一回今一番
defensively in the
厳し
first
そうだよ
half
ね、
is continuing to be
守るの。
aggressive. We saw that in the last
あんまり
round,
取
and
る
that's
チー
why
ム
they
が
were
減
able
っ
to
て
get
きた
the
かもし
reward
れ
for
ないん
their
だよな、
effort.
一回。
Mr. Punch
まあ
just
今っつってもちょっと時間軸がずれてるから
meeting.
な。
It's a rather separated
3週間ぐらい
defense
前か
for
この
NoCap.
試合。
There's not too many players that could trade off each other.
俺はメジャーでは1回取ってくるチームは極力減ると思うけど。ああ、それ上から通したんじゃないフラグ。デリバリーの上から通したパターンだね。i9 マジで相変わらず強えな、この人。まあ、ここはしょうがないね、HP ローだったし。そうね、グリラは本当にセカンダリーでスーパーショット持ってるのはマジででかいと思う。あれとトラックススティンガーとフラグがあるからマジでソロでやってても自己完結するから普通にランクとかでも使えるなと思う。ダキクロさんオファです。フューリー相変わらず強いよ。ただね、フューリーは入っちゃったブロックがねきついのよ。
Should be able to get brought back up. No, IDFC spots him. So now a moment and a chance for NoCap, but IDFC loses the battle. Dark gets the double kill onto both Onigiri and IDFC. We know how good Dark has become as a player, and Fury win that round rather comfortably. 2-1 lead for them.
Yeah, NoCap getting picked apart in that previous round. It was looking horizontal.
Track of how well they've been doing in that regard, but to be fair, the last round was a rather
クレバビも言ってたよ。C と D はマジでやっぱりトップ3エリア以外が勝ち抜ける未来が見えんですよ。よくクレストそこに入んなかったよねって言ってた。まあ、前回バレルがそこに入っちゃったからさ、まあバレルはよくブリスに勝ったけど、まあちょっとノーチャンスかなみたいなのがあったじゃん。
Clear this Mute away to help out opening of this position. I9 and
でもさっきスケジュール、ウィキペディアにもう反映されてて発表されてたけど、やっぱ初戦はサンドボックスだったね。
Finding it a little bit more difficult to get entry in towards the map. Playing a little bit slower.
1試合目0時30分って書いてあった。
Having to deal with these mute jammers, having to deal.
ただなんか2試合目以降のスケジュールが分かんなくて、2試合目って言うとあれだな。その日負け負けの BO3 の試合があるんだけどさ、そこのスケジュールは書いてなかったからよくわかんなかった。
So Fury are probably going to try and converge on to the Talus site. Ooh, that's sharp from Mark up on the vert. That's probably the one thing that I9 did not check properly. If that
AAT 完全体って何？
Well,
oh my god, Crit J.
That was nice. There was information on the player up above, but the quick flick onto Onigiri, a nice double down.
日本ね、0時半が CAG ブリードかな。で、その次にクレストとサンドボックスがあったと思う。だから一応エリアかぶりはしてなかった。
Those shots, they don't land. Missed punch. Now in the grave.
今、リキペディア見たら出てるよ。
3 kills thus far. You'll need to find 3 more.
確か CAG が先だったと思う。CAG ブリードで開幕みたいな。でマジでストリームかぶりまくってるからな。 なんで被ったんだろ
And I like this from FURY. It's almost like they're playing as a
あ、これ上下守り
all
か。
playing off of each other,
あれ
making sure that if
あれ
IDFC does get into a
あ、
position
まあ
to
でも
make
削られちゃ
play,
ってるからしょうがないよな。いや上下守り相変わらず
they
む
are
ずい
all
な。
well positioned to get a very quick trade. And it reminds me of old
で
Consulate
その
Tales
後
archives where
だから
it's
スケ
so
ジュール的に
difficult to
は
defend this.
ABCD 同時にやるんだけ
To
ど
the point where
さ
I'm a little bit surprised
A
that
と
NoCap
B
didn't
が
go into
被
it.
りなし
Too
で
many
A と B
avenues
が
for
被り
the
なしっていう
attack
か A と
and ways
B
of being
の
able to take either
まあ
of the
2
two
マップず
sides.
つやるじゃんそれぞれ。それが4マップ連続であって多分それがまあ仮にストリーム A とするじゃん。で CD の4マップがストリーム B っていう感じでで後ろで BO3 を2試合やる感じになってるっぽい。CC 初戦が最重要だよ。そこ勝てばマジでいけると思う。次の BO は負けたとしてもね、たとえロスに負けたとしても最初で負けちゃうと波に乗れないと思うな。なんかの間違いでタロンがロスに勝てないから絶対もう申し訳ない。もう本当に9割ぐらいの確率で俺はロスが勝つと思う。申し訳ないけど正直アジアとか LATM よりも多分タロンが一番レベル低いと思うぞ。申し訳ないけどタロンファンには申し訳ないけどそれだけタロンはきついと思う。マジで韓国はサンドボックスと D プラスが頭抜けちゃってっからな。ミストポンチってどこ飛ばしたの？ああなるほどね。ピークしたのか。ピークしてデリバリーの外にニトロポイって投げた、ね。いややっぱ管理事務あ出たマービーポジ。マービーポジ強えなやっぱり。管理事務全はここを攻略しないといけないからな。ラブラスさんおはようございます。いや今カメラマンはマジで安定してるのよ。マジで LCQ はカメラマン復活だなと思って見てたもん。あの人やっぱ真面目にやったら強いんだよね。今まで真面目じゃないとは言わないけど。ブリードはスカーズと同じかそれ以上に戦術的だと CG が分析しました。そうなんだ。俺全然そんなイメージないけど。この次の試合見たら多分弱点見えるんじゃない？韓国チームのスタイルはブラジルにとって苦手なイメージならそれ D プラスだけでしょ。しかもゴリゴリにさガンファイトが強かった時代でしょ。あ惜しい。いやーうまいでも。あでもお互いにカバ早っ。いや今2人で人数かけるのいいね。うわうまいねやっぱおにぎり。なんだそのおにぎりの M。RJL の振り返り来週どっかでやりますわ。セミファイナルノックアウトのセミファイナル見てあと CAG とスカーズ見てでクレストとファブ見る感じかな。だからそれ4試合あるから2日に分けて振り返りすると。ブリードは戦術的なんだ。逆に戦術的すぎてあれなのかな。そこまでリップスが暴れられてないのかな。メンタリストは結構戦術的なことやりたがるタイプだと思う。
This is a 4 versus 4 though. Is Onigiri able to recover? So again, having a big impact.
でも戦術的だって読みやすいんじゃない
？5 kills leading the way for his team.
この車線強いね。
Potential here from DCH as well. Don't know if FURY have been able to lock down that Oryx, but then they pose as a threat. So too does that vertical onto Onigiri, but he's being mindful of it.
まあそうだよね。
That didn't land. I feel like Dark perhaps a little bit fortunate.
まあある程度手の内分かってる者同士の戦いだから。CG が何を持ってこれるかだね。戦術で引き殺されたからなスカーズ。まあ戦術っていうか揺さぶりだよな。まあそこがちょっとまあ戦術の一部ではあるんだけどさ当然揺さぶりってでもちょっと違うんだよな。なんか持ってきたものをしっかりやろうっていうまあそれがオキシゲンみたいなチームなんだけど それがすごい戦術的っていうチームだと思うんだよ。うわ、抜けちゃったこれ。あ、スモークで切ってる。あ、プラント落ちちゃった。いい位置入ってる。うわ、リコレスよく生き残ったそれ。うわ、もうリコレス相変わらずうまいな。いぶってるねこの人相変わらず。今ちゃんとスモーク焚いて保険かけてたとか、まあガレージの中が潰せてなかったから。
When you look at Consulate, it takes a coordinated team. And I'm not saying NoCap is not coordinated.
CG 作戦は息あるくりです。いや、あれはマジで作戦の一つだと思うけど、結構その行くタイミングと行かないタイミングがアルクリ君主導じゃなくてチームで決められてたらかなり強いと思うけどね。パッピーコーチ役マップマンもちょいミスったらしい。スカーズ戦、いやそれは言い訳にならないじゃない。だって5マップだからどの順番でやるか確かに重要だけど、それにしても 3-0 での完敗だったからね、スカーズ戦は。それはあんまり大した話じゃないと思う。俺はその試合まであった2週間の準備の差が思いっきり出たなって感じだった。そこがスカーズの強いところだよね。現状に甘んじることなくちゃんと進化させようとしっかり積み上げてくるその意欲とそのノウハウだね。おー、いい挟み方。ノーキャップもいいチームだねやっぱり。さすがにおにぎりとかがいるチームだけはある。まあほぼエレベーターだから。お、ジャンゴさんおはようございます。
But IDFC eventually does die over towards break. It's like Hollis that does get the kill on the lurking IDFC. He got good entry, but he couldn't make them pay.
Oh, jeez. That woke me up. 4 versus 3 in the flash of an eye. Flash of an eye? Don't even think that makes sense.
ね、IDFC って人わかんないよね。あれだけも2マップ目違う選手出てたの確か。先にちょっと2マップ目見ちゃったんですよ間違い。
BG man needs to lock down this position, not throw away his life. And so he'll consolidate as CryptJ also gets in on the action. That leaves the diffuser isolated, but Mr. Punch will be able to recover it. Question now being in the 2 versus 3, can they trade out these remaining picks?
いや俺はね、アルクリ君がそれ判断してるのは、いや判断するシチュエーションもあるけど、ずっとアルクリ君が全部やってたら俺ダメだと思う。それはもうアルクリ君に頼ってるチームになっちゃうからさ。あれは手動に戻ってきてとかさ、こっち手伝ってほしいってある程度チームでやってると思うから、それは今大事だと思うよ。それを本当に突き詰められるかどうか。読まれた時に絶対アルクリ君だけの判断に任せるのはチームとしては再現性ないから、それはもう CAG すでに大会に出る前から限界を露呈してるよねって話になるから、そこはちゃんと詰めてんじゃないかなと思うけどね。それはさすがにパッピーコーチが分かってるんじゃない。パッピーコーチが一番そのポジやってたから。
But I also feel as if the way that they've played it might not lean itself into as being dominant on FURY. I feel like NoCap, because of the lack of cohesiveness, and I do wonder if on Boder that map might just lean into more their playstyle.
やっぱアニツン涼しいのラインでの指示がマジで大事だと思うよ。それの再現性がないと多分スカーズみたいなチーム勝てないと思う。圧倒的に再現性高いからねスカーズ。いやそれが結構世界のデフォだと俺は思うよ。そのアヤゲーターガトラダ時代みたいに5人がもう本当にガンガン動いて、それが連携ちゃんとできてるっていう時代じゃないからね今の CAG のフォーメーションは。確かにハッピー久しぶりも久しぶりだね世界大会。ゲーマーズ8出たけど、まああれはねオフィシャルじゃないというかコミュニティマッチに近いところ、賞金はバカでかかった。4年前か、すげえ前だな。
And that's yellow wall opened up, but there needs to be more presence in towards the map.
ローリーが最後なのか。じゃあアメリカの地で一度停滞してアメリカの地で復活じゃんパッピー。パキスタンすげえな。世界にそんなに何回も出れるってこと自体が選手だろうがコーチだろうがすげえと思うけどな。
And these angles being cleared, but FURY continue to back away and not looking to feed.
やっぱ攻めで出るね。
30 seconds now, and
まあ
Mark in
こ
an
れは
awkward engagement
結
loses
構
it
さ
out
フ
to the
ューリー
Super
さ両時間勝負はありだ
Reach
ね
is now in play, but
なん
Dark
か
will actually use that sound against
よどみがあんまりない
the attack to flank around and get one. That's well played by him.
逆にノーキャップがどの車線から来るかとどの立ち回りで来るかが分かってなくてうわ上取られた上下で挟まれた
I don't understand why you would drop there when you want someone still up above to watch the vert to keep that position under lock. And in the event that the plan is successful, you also want someone up above to then make the retake hard.
まあでもそれもこれもキャッスルの選手が現地でクソ頑張ってたのがでかかったよなフューリー強いね相変わらず俺は結構ステージ1を評価してたからなグループステージ読み勝ち抜けにしてたと思うんだよな
Looking at NoCap, I'm looking at players again like IDFC, like DCH, even Mr. Punch on the Yana as well. Players that haven't had a lot of value and a lot of impact in this match that we know actually can do quite well. To really step it up here.
Yeah, psychologically though, this is the issue with best of threes where you're down 6-2 on the first map, the opponent's map pick. Are you really digging tooth and nail to bring this back to win the next 4 rounds? I'm not implying that they wouldn't, but there is that psychological edge where subconsciously you do maybe go, all right, well, this is not our map anyway. Hasn't quite worked. We tried a few things. If we lose this, it's okay. We still got the next 2 maps.
日本チームはずっと勝てなかったの攻撃取得ができないだから
You gotta fight that subconsciously and say, no, we gotta get ourselves back
ずっ
into
とそう
this.
だっ
This
た
is not over. 4 rounds are not impossible to win. Will be quite difficult though.
平均したら結局防衛じゃないって感じにはなると思うけど最終的に優勝してるのは絶対攻撃が強いチームだから攻撃が強いチームというかどんな相手でも攻撃がちゃんと取れるチームその原理原則は俺ずっと変わってないと思うここ4年ぐらい
FURY once again, I feel as if they've got
だって
control.
4-2で折り返したとしてもさ4本攻撃通せましただとオーバータイムだもんだから
Got pinged out and then eventually burst
5本目が取れるかどうかなんだよねやっぱり
To follow up on it, he goes to double-digit kills.
これは多分原理原則だと思うよ
Have been so influential, but I9 just scouting and playing his role this game. It hasn't quite been perfect.
特に BO1 がある場合は攻守交代攻守攻防の選択権が
And truthfully, guys, he doesn't get
影響を与えるから
anything for it, but that's 2 kills to I9.
どっちになっても攻撃取れないとダメだよね
So
防衛だったら
sometimes
ラッ
you
キー
look
ぐら
at
いの
the
も
KD
と
and
か
you
な
think, oh, bad game, but I think I9 has clearly shown that sometimes the support
いや
players
全
can
然
do
攻めれないね
quite a lot.
ノーキャップ
It would have earned them a kill, but it doesn't get them a kill on
硬い
the
わ
KDA. This game's over. It was 7-2 a month ago, and it will be 7-2 once again. As FURY are 1 map away from booking
こ
their
れはちょっと
spot
マ
in
ッ
the
プ
grand
習
final.
熟度で圧倒的に負けだな
So that is going to be a long, long way away. Anyway, worry about that when we get to it. 5v5 in the first minute of this particular matchup, so nothing too crazy to kick things off in a match where it's probably going to be on
さっきのはマジで打ち合いに持ち込めなかったから両時間は習熟度の差で圧倒的にフューリー勤勉だよねこうやって見るとやっぱり
We'll see how they go about playing this one out.
だから国境は打ち合いたいってことでしょこれ
Just balcony presence at the moment for NoCap, struggling to really even get inside of the building. Dark holding over towards Fountain, has taken a bit of chip damage. Sits behind the Kiba barrier that are placed by Crit J, who obviously had an immense match over on Consulate. He was the standout, but he is also the one that has just lost his life to begin with. Traded though immediately by Dark.
すごい車線の積極的な敷き方だね
Sapper take it very
普通
low.
に騎馬バリアで全部車線としてる
Coming in for IDFC. It is the old roster all put back together once again. 60 seconds left and no more gas babes available for Lycola. Still a Gumine in play for I9 in the back pocket that he hasn't actually utilized yet.
ほら1マップ目とメンバー変わってるよねミスターパンチ出てきたんだっけかあれさっきいなかったの誰だ
vsFURY? But he steps up and gets the headshot onto Onigiri. Wonderful shot from Lycolas.
リクアス
NoCap just struggling to get control of Archives. Finally, they get down onto Lycolas. Mr. Punch almost gets taken down by a Gumine. Eventually, does though by Dark. Sapper is the last one alive in a 1 versus 3. Pushes up. And unfortunately, with very little time, very little health, and no diffuser in a 1v3, Zappa isn't going to be able to be successful here on his birthday in the first round of this map.
10 seconds remaining.
So a solid effort to open things up here for FURY, and it's BG Man to put Sapper out of his misery. Good way to kick things off. And like,
You kind of think shoot and
まあ当たりどころ作れない
making the
ね
rounds a little bit more back and forth, and there was a lot of kills going on. That round was just very one-sided.
CG の試合いつも攻撃スタートが多いですから
Complete
何かそ
control
の
the
たま
whole
たま
time.
じゃ
At
ない
no point did they really give up sight to NoCap. And once again, NoCap are going to have to clear top
逆から
four.
読んだらサッパーに見える草確かに
so the Vigil in play this time around.
レディットのメジャー順位予想
on the
だと
road,
ス
and
カー
we'll
ザ
see
世
if
界
that
3位
is
の高評価
impactful.
でしたいやまああの仕上がり見たらそりゃそうだろう
That defender down.
嬉しい話ではあるけどね
Castle, that's dark. He's been spotted inside of security, establishing a bit of vert in case it's pushed through into customs. The Vigil does have an impact, so elsewhere Crit J in office does find one. That's DCH.
マジで完成度
Sledge
高いも
Hammer
ん
and some
な
nades now. Unfortunately,
まあ CG はそこまで評価されないのはやっぱグランドファイナルがコテンパンにやられちゃったからだな
Classic Boder, where they're finding
ここまでの過程はかなり強かったから期待していいと思うけどまあでもちょっと引き出しもうちょっと持っとかないとだよなって気はするな
Sapper finds one, able to sneak through. Doesn't get timed, so he
戦術のね
will win that engagement. Unfortunately, elsewhere not particularly favourable. BG Man falls, but I believe is pretty safe to be revived down over towards vents. NoCap only now just consolidating their positions up above, but they've used half the round and they've lost 3 players doing so. Crit J almost falls to the wallbang. Both him and BG Man are low for the remainder of the round.
Yeah, and this is just not really what NoCap would want in the first half. This is their map pick as well, and it's already a bit of a disaster. The FURY can find 2 rather comfortable defensive rounds where neither of them have really had much semblance of a good attacking control.
お小悪くいさんおはようござい
NoCap.
ます
Sapper, who, you know, is coming in very much last second here in this match as well. Too much being asked of him in this position. Onigiri, as good as the little master is, imagine this will be too difficult. 40 seconds left. They do still have the diffuser. They still need to clear above though. They still need to find a couple of kills. Over towards Metal. Sapper, but no one there to be spotted. And right now, FURY are just doing a good job of keeping themselves hidden. I imagine Sapper will get that kill, and he does. On to Crit J. Obviously got the kill onto Onigiri. It's another one from Sapper, 3 in the round.
サッパーって言ってんな
Proving that he still has it.
Sapper
even after
じゃん
all this time.
サッパーじゃ
And
ね
he
えか
hits another one. It's a quad.
あこれさっきのシーンだな
And maybe the birthday
Yeah,
ace
I9
could be on. It's the
in
night
there.
though by I9. Way to spoil the party. 2-0 start for FURY. No cap.
エレベートアカ
cannot
デミー
find
のコ
around
ーチ
here
の
on
人が
board
ブ
at
ル
the
ーの
start.
コーチの対応が適切って親切
Lol. And
親切ってどういうこと
Last time I didn't get any. So that being some kind of
ブートキャンプの施設ないのマジで
the main stage is exactly the same. So my hope is,
Okay,
and
やりたいだろう
actually is
な。
hope that though the result doesn't end up being some
まあで
kind
も
of
アタランタだ
indication
ったら
that
ちょっと
Bleed
む
actually
ず
do
いよ
have
な
that little bit of a gap advantage over FURY.
一回
I'm
どっ
hoping
かの
it'll be
都市に
a
入っ
very close
て
up bracket final.
プレイして移動とかだったらできたかもしれないけど
This is the third round now. FURY are once again looking very, very comfortable here on site. No cap outside towards the balcony, and
うん確かにあ別の都市に行かないと
just
無理
not
かもし
really
れな
able
い
to get
ね
a foothold.
アトランタってあんまり聞いたことないもんなスポーツその e スポーツチームがいるとか
So Onigiri then over towards customs does find some information.
まあどうしても限定されるからな
has been revealed. See if he can act upon that. Mark
ブラジルは施設あるん
to
だ
actually vert out this position. He's mindful of aggression from beepers though.
へえ数ヶ月で
As
閉まってる
easy
ん
as
だ
finding
ま
this
あ
kill
ね
directly.
ぶっちゃけアトラン
And
タ
in fact,
僻地
BG Man probably no longer exposed
なんか
anyway.
地名としては
Sapper
有名
also
だ
is
け
really
有名だ
dangerous
し
if I
都市は
understand.
都市だと思うけど
Looking to sneak through office, and there is a player at the single wall, but he probably won't win the fight.
e スポーツ
Oh,
僻地
actually,
だ
no, he corrects at the right moment
多分
and does spray a nice headshot.
ブラジルはさあれじゃな
Check it
い
out,
リキッドのあれとか
Don't
あ
know
り
if
そ
that
う
was
じゃ
at
な
the
い
hands of I9 or
施設
maybe
と
even
か
a
使
shot
わせてもらえ
down
そう
below, but either way,
で
Fury
もサンパウロにあるのかな
effectively won as Mr. Punch is the only one left standing, and he doesn't have a read on any of these defenders. FURY take
いや
3 rounds
でも
straight.
結構ブーキャンできるかできないか死活問題だもんな。
For games. Wait for the upper
バレルと
bracket
かやってたよねこの間ね
It's
コペンハーゲン行った時。
we're not going to see a team from the lower bracket make this major. I think it is almost impossible outside of the team that loses the upper bracket final, of course.
最新の PC らの機材をコロナ禍で維持し続けるコストが大きかったことがいいでしょ。どうだろうね。だって PC はさ別にいいメーカーがついてくれれば貸し出してくれるからさ、そこにコストがかかるとは思えないんだよな。どっちかっていうと日本みたいに場所代じゃない。東京で e スポーツの施設経営するの一番きついのは場所代だもん。アルティメットゴロイさんともですよし、コペンハーゲンアストラリスだったよね確か。スカーズがどっちか忘れたけど、スカーズがアストラリスだったか。
heating up so much that they actually got
おにぎり味方まで
team kill
貫
onto
いていく。
DCH, who's now 0-4.
やっぱ攻めがどんないね。
of his
NoCap
teammate, and it does mean that FURY once again have got themselves the advantage.
そうだね、スカーズもできないってことだもん。
unable to connect.
でもさ、俺思うんだけどさ、フェーズ2のチームってさ、フェーズ1がもうその時点で敗退してるからさ、大会スタートしたら一応練習はさ、会場でできるんじゃない？まあそう考えても3日しかないけど、中日入れて。Day1、Day2 で中日しかないけど。おにぎりパイセン、ノーキャップにですよ。おにぎりどころか、これ元エレベートのメンバーだよ、ノーキャップって。チーム見つからなくて。まあでも NA はさ、若手の選手いっぱいいたしさ、正直、シャイコぐらい突き抜けてないと、シャイコとかさ、スポイトぐらい突き抜けてないと、正直取る理由ないよな。やっぱり。おにぎりも素晴らしい選手だと思うけど、戦術性に理解の深い若手選手取った方がいいやってなるよな。そりゃ NA 移籍むずいよな。まあ一応あれはしたと思うんだけどね。トライアウトは少し受けたと思うんだけど、ね。だってあんだけ後ろから新しい選手今回出てきてたらさ、よっぽど突き抜けてないとエリア変えてのチャレンジって難しいよね。NA のフィールドに関して言うと、スポイトは工業的なものもあるからな。ネームバリューで取りたかったってとこあるからな正直。まあおにぎり取ったとしてもだもんな。日本の選手の方がまあじゃあ価値があるかもしれない。英語喋れればだけど、日本のコミュニティに対してさ、そのチームのブランド価値が上がるって判断ができるかもしれないけど、東南アジアだとちょっと厳しいよな。そうだね、バーチはすごいね。本当に細いチャンスをマジでバーチは握ったと思うけど、まあでもジグソーも言ったからやっぱりオーストラリア組は行きやすいんだろうな。言語の問題も少ないし、あと C 時間が似てんのかもしれないね、あれだけヨーロッパに行くと。
NoCap will be looking to do their best in extending this match. We'll see how they go about entry, because that has been their biggest weakness, getting in towards the map and really getting that groundwork down. I like this entry though from Sapper. Makes sense for him to be fulfilling this role. Few minds to slow him down, however.
お、ミスターパンチ頑張ってる。
That was I9 lurking around.
ミスターパンチいい名前だよな。
Mr. Punch is patient and rewarded with that pick.
おにぎりがハードぶりなんだよな。
So now the onus is on the likes of Dark to make a play. J as well on the Oryx, so potential for a flank.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this early, but still at a 3 versus 5, while I'm not necessarily fully in favor of FURY winning this round, you can't count them out. A lot of other teams, a lot of other matchups, you'd sit there and say, no, this is probably just about round done. NoCap have got the numbers.
いやでも俺一回のこと気づけてないんじゃない？自分の後ろから迫ってること気づけてないんじゃない？あ、これで分かったな。突き上げしたから作業にいるって分かった。また鬼ごっこになってる。あ、これ噛み合った。
And he should be good for 1, and he is. And now the comeback is on. I think there's one over towards 90 as well. There is crit. Almost won that too. On a Gary Perry.
いやなんかまとめられてねえぞ。
And it's just a difference in mentality about the likes of FURY. Slips in towards security.
まずいですよ。
That's the kill on
ディ
top
フューザー落ちちゃいま
of
したよ。
So 2 versus 3.
いや、リコエスがきついか。
Advantage for NoCap. Make it 2 now. Or still just the 1.
あれこれでもディフューザーは
Regained from
あ、取れ
Crit.
てる
2
取れ
more
てる。
to go for the ace and the round win. 10 seconds and Mr. Punch has to get the plant
これ
down.
プランター止めれ
So
ば
it's
ワン
just
チャンだ
Mark
け
that's
どな。
providing cover. He's into the left side. Heard the shot from the right side. Crit. I think he wants to
さすが
try
に
and
か。
deny the plant. Unfortunately. Kira Boder. I could be
いやでも
wrong.
今まとめがちょっと怪しかっ
Definitely
た
is the feeling
な。
that I am taking
何が怪しかったってかって
the conclusion of
いう
this
となん
half,
か
especially
収束していくところに
also
対して
Fury
さ
can- It's 5-1.
結構防衛ラインが引かれてるところに対して一人ずつ仕掛けちゃったから
Earlier in the start of the round, the Mozzie pass from BG Band was successful. So
やっ
he's
ぱディ
playing
フュー
his
ザー
own
持っ
game.
てる人に人が寄ってたりとかさ
On the Mozzie
こっち側で崩すよみたいなのが明確に分かればいいんだけど
Another one has been gone. So 5 drones
結構収
taken
束できて
care
な
of.
いなって感じがしたな
Still over 2 minutes in the round. That's going to really hinder the intel gathering game for NoCap here in the final round of the half.
So FURY then stacking,
それパンチで壊れるんだ知らなかった
maybe looking for a surprise drop down later on in the round, and that may need to be initiated now on a Giri. Finds one, distracted by the hatch, and he gets caught off guard. That was, if that was planned by FURY,
どういう今コミュニケーションだったんだろう
That
ね
was
いや
really well done.
拠点がここだったら作業に入るって結構むずくないと思うんだけど
Detention,
どういう判断だったんだろうね
a
今
distraction elsewhere to
ファーストブラッド取れたけど
dissuade him away from that threat. So good work.
結局
FURY now man advantage, and there's only 70 seconds.
2人持ってかれてエリアも全然取れてなくてっていう状況に追い込まれるからな
And we haven't seen really in
ファー
this
ストブラ
entire
ッド取れ
series
たとして
a lot
も
of times NoCap
リ
have
タ
been
ーン
able
が
to
低い
bring
じゃん
back these players disadvantaged. They lose
どう
these
いう
hacks
コミュ
to
ニケーション
Crit
で
J,
どういう
who
判断
once
だったん
again
だろうね
absolutely
いや悪いとは
fragging,
言わ
top
ないよ
fragging for
そ
the
の時の
second
状
map in a
況
row
とあれによると
for
思うんだ
both
けど
teams in combination.
なんか明らかにリターン低いよなと思って見
He's
てた
been an absolute
取
standout
れる利益が少なくねって思
on
って見てたんだ
a
けど
on a standout team.
まあ浮いてたから勝負したっていうのは分かるけどその次の展開考えられてんのか
With
な
Fury, everyone plays their part. There's no weak link on that role. Zappa, I mean, he has been
なんで
tremendous
この
in
サ
his
ッパー ID
return.
マジで反対にしてんの
Up to 7 kills, and
分かり
he's
づら
got control of top east. Dark though, very cheeky little angle inside of Alphas. Mr. Punch.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, and Dark still hasn't turned around to the fact that Zappa's in. Yeah, easy kill for Dark. Just sitting pretty in the dark in the corner. The ping has gone out of well behind him like a good 5 seconds ago.
ダークの
Did not.
振り向きめちゃくちゃ早いぞ感度高尾
Being
リップか
Fury and making life very difficult for NoCap. I probably would have put it down more to
あい
that.
たた
Oh,
た
a little
た
tag here. No,
またこれ
Fury's
肩
like,
見てなんか
"Look,
デジャ
Dark."
ブだななんかの試合でもあったなこれ
Now I'm sticking out, mate. Little elbow shot. But yeah, I mean, you can sit back and say, oh, NoCap have played poor and haven't obviously played to the level that we've seen from them probably over the last 3
まあ国
weeks.
境といえばバルキリーだよな
But truthfully, I look at it more as like look at their opponent. Look at the last time that NoCap
なんかの試合であったよね同じようなシーンこの配電盤の裏でドローン見て誰か肩抜かれてるやつ
7-2, 7-2. And since then, the quality of their opponents have
試合が
obviously
多
been
すぎて
quite a
多
bit
すぎ
lower.
てあそうだ俺ショート動画
They've
作
been
んない
able to
と
be a little bit more impactful and win those maps and win those
週
rounds.
末やることがいっ
For
ぱいあ
me,
り
it
ま
just
すよ
speaks volumes to just how good FURY and Bleed are compared to everyone else in this region.
ゲームもやり
Which
たい
is
しな
obviously great for them, but historically,
俺
the
さ
SCA region, I
なん
don't
か
think it's
ふと
been
思っ
the
た
sort
の
of
あ今年やった
two-horse
ゲーム
race.
の
And, yeah, as it stands for 2023.
自分の中でのベスト3とかランキング作ろうかなと思ったのゲームチャンネルの方でふと思ったんだけどさ俺今年発売になったし今年クリアしたゲームって実は一本もないかもしれ
That's been
ない
the case of this entire series.
やばくね
You don't count out Fury ever at any
いろんなゲームや
point,
ってんだけどさ
especially even in the
スチームの
previous
ちっちゃいゲームだったら
five,
もしかしたらクリアしたかも
like
しれないけどさ
gets a big kill
振り
onto
返ってみると分か
Zappa.
んだけど
And they've got that
だってさ
breach opened up
年始にやっ
as
た
well
エルデンリ
into
ング
the
今年発売でも何でも全然ねえし1年前のゲーム
If
だ
he
し
can win this, spots the head, a little bit delayed, and takes
ア
quite
ー
a
マー
bit
ド
of
コア
damage
頑
as
張っ
well
たけどま
through
だ
the
クリアできてない
softball.
でしょ
Where's the backup? Doesn't need it. Headshot on
朝クリームは
Kiri.
頑張ったけどクリアできてない
And
で
the
しょ
5-3 advantage for NoCap
サイバーパ
now.
ンクなんて
Once again
2
returns to
年
an
前
even
3年前
standpoint.
の
It's
ゲーム
3-3 with under a minute left. And Lycolis
あれ
has
みたい
entry into sight, but he thinks better of it. Maybe he wants to allow BG Man to clear a little bit more.
まあでも
Just
ア
a
ジア
triple
対決はいいんじゃ
stack
ない
position, double hold the swing, maybe one person
俺
watches
は
flank.
純粋にやっぱビッグ
That's
3 エ
optimal
リアとの
for
激突
FURY.
増や
It's
して
a
ほ
bit
し
of
いけど
patience
な
there, like holds the presence of mind. DCH has Nitro below, so if they're going to plant, it needs to be on bricks. And that does expose FURY to the swing.
Is there any denial from NoCap? They do get the kill onto Crit Jay, and they do get Lycolis off the plant. Nitrosol gets shot out. No, eventually makes its mark and does get a bit of damage onto Lycolis. BG-Man is probably hoping that someone from NoCap will swing and make a mistake and punish them. Unfortunately, the worst thing that could happen there for FURY was Lycolis arguably getting off of that plant. He had no choice. And then as soon as there was any kind of step in from BG-Man, Mark had the angle. He had the cross being watched, and finally a round where NoCap honestly looked quite a bit better.
Yeah, good in the it's more difficult to replicate.
Once again for FURY, not really changing too much. Secondary hard breaches.
いや CG はでもロスの前にまずはブリードよ。俺結構ブリードにそれなりに差つけて勝てないとその先の未来はマジでないと思うよ。いい入り方ができるってこともそうだし、大会の。あとはやっぱそこまで実力差が離れてないと CG ベスト8行かないといけないわけだからさ、インビに向けて。結構本当に初戦のブリードで大会の行方が占われると思うよ。新章とかだと結構しんどいと思う。いやブリード強いよ。全然弱いチームじゃないけど、その後ろに待ってるビッグ3エリアがマジで怪物だからさ、そこに可能性を見せてくれないと、そこに行けるぞ CAG って可能性を初戦で見せてくれないと。
FURY seem to have some teething issues, much like NoCap, but such as Boder.
特にフェーズ1はもうね、当たるチーム決まっちゃってるからね。フェーズ2とは違うからね。結果最後 SSG で勝ててベスト8行きましたっていう話にはならないからな、スカーズみたいに。
Now allows triple wall to be opened up. They'll be fearful of that mirror window.
まあでもフェーズ2きついよな。どのチームと当たるか準備できないもんな、ほぼ。
With the outlines, of course.
だからよくスカーズ勝ったんだよ、マジであれは。でも自力が高いってことなんだよね。だからそういう意味でスイスラウンドよくできた方式だなとこの間見て思った。フェーズ1はマジで世界全エリア最終予選みたいなとこあるからな。そこでね、初見殺しで勝ち切るのもありだし。まあ俺はでも自力見せてほしいなと思うけど。結構なんかあれだな、FURYさん国境のセメンテを書いてる。あれれれれ。それスモーク投げたとってなんだよな。奥に防弾カメラあの防弾カメラ強いね。作業までした戦闘士の防弾カメラ壊すのだいぶめんどくさそう。絶対作業付き合わないといけないってなる。作業付き合わないといけないってなると上の武器庫と資料あたりまでは取らないといけないから付き合わすロジックとしては防弾カメラ1個で成立してんだよな。あの防弾カメラいいね。これジャイ強っ。さすがの防衛マップ国境。
Is still just running around in that position. He gets absolutely punished, and while he does the job of the Nook,
ドッグマンさん、ほらありがとうございます。
just gets caught a little bit unaware in that position, and eventually another one for NoCap, and this is starting to get a little bit.
いやその修正対応がさ、もう1マップでやんないといけなくなったんだよ。だから猶予は3ラウンドぐらいな、本当に。一巡するかしないかの間に対応できないとっていう、もうそこまでのレベルに来てるからね。でも RGL チームはマジでそれができるようになったもんな。すげえよな。
And Mark's looking for more. I mean, this is really strange from NoCap. Last couple of rounds,
日本はそれがすごい苦手だったんだよね、日本チームって。どっちかというと、勤勉にシージやって、持ってきたものを全部出せれば勝てるみたいなチームがどうしても多くて。強っ！
Oh, jeez. And again, Mark overstays his welcome. BG
よかったね、BG マン、それ。
So some good discipline attacking here from FURY.
今のマークだったんだ。
And in the space of a
おにぎりが珍しく単発銃使ってないじゃん。
Surely winning this round to completely throwing it away, and in doing so, have now given their opponents series point. That is a huge blemish on the record of this second half when NoCap really seriously started to look like a threat. That is very, very disappointing for them. They know it. They don't need anybody else to tell them that. But this
うわ
round
盤
has
石
been
の
an
布陣だ
enormous start.
な。
Yeah, I mean, it's not as if Fury can't win a 3v5. We've already seen that from them in this
いや
series.
ーこれは
Don't want to hand it to them on a silver
パンチ
platter.
といえども
That's exactly
ミッションイン
what
ポッシブルです
NoCap
よ。
have done in
今のは厳いな。
played for. It was a 7-2 win on Oregon for Bleed, and yeah, Oregon it really does just sort of lend itself into that kind of default siege. I think both teams were probably more than content to just play that out normally. Nice shot from BG.
今若干いたのか分かってない感じだったけど
Who has been the best for NoCap in this match.
マックスまで押し切ったな。
He falls. And so match point in this round and
いやー
series
バルキリー
point
ファースト取られたのは結構きつ
for
いね。
this best of three. NoCap firmly about to be knocked down to the lower bracket if they can't hold on here in this round.
Pressure will be how can they fight their way back into this one. The Twitch now in play as well for Fury. So they should be able to gain information, may also be able to deal with the yokai drone or two if any are spotted out. Missed punch, we'll see them in play. So there is actually one above office. So the Twitch drone, the shock drone did miss at least one. So that's a win for NoCap. Keeper barriers have been collated as well by Mark. And he can use those to help plug up the breach created by the ace.
いやーその隙間で勝負したいよな。
This is aggressive for Mark.
プロでもこの隙間を警戒するのはかなり難しい。いいポジショニング。あれキーボールどこにある？それ投げるの失敗したな。いやでもヒューリー囲い込みがうまいなやっぱりフォーカスに対する。多角的に入ってくるもんな。
7-2 on Consulate to 7-3 on Boder. NoCap fall well and truly short of being able to contend with Fury. Once
結構力の差を感じるねチームの連動でおいて。
once kings of this region, no longer. Their time once was, but is no longer. And for Fury, their real battle, their real series hasn't begun just yet. ECH though did put up a valiant effort. But unfortunately for NoCap, they fall well and truly short of the
ブリードヒューリー来ました。銀行あナイトヘイブンラボ取ったんだ。でこれ最後なんだ酸素
So that's what we're going to be measuring, especially throughout this first map. It's Bleed's map pick.
というわけでこれがヒューリー決まった試合
We're
ね。
expecting them to get the ball rolling.
何さん
I9, first pick to open up the account and onto
いや
who
リープス
else
もさ結構嫌な取れなくなるからどうすんだろうね。修正対応のスピードが次の日本チームの課題ですかね。でも俺スカーズクレストあたりはできてる気がするんだよな。どっちかっていうと手数の広さと正確性じゃない。まああとはどうしてもそればっかりにとらわれるとリスク背負って打ち合わないといけないところを打ち合わなくなっちゃって自利品になるから、まあそのあたりの正確性じゃない。ここはもう絶対打ち合おうとか。難しいけどね言ってることは相当。それがでも海外のチームうまい気がするな。あなんかここ割り切って打ち合うんだなみたいなところが多い。
So opening kill for Fury here on the defense of Bank. They can fall back in towards site. Basement is theirs. They don't have to do a whole lot. You've also got BG Man on the Echo. Can play the Yokais later on. Turnstile lurk over towards the elevators, looking through beepers. And obviously on that Nook, he's going to be the one to maybe try and find a kill back, but Fury's not giving him anything.
An awkward engagement over towards main stairs as Asfi takes a look at damage. So 4v5 then for Bleed. Not optimal position, but they've still been able to manipulate the map decently well, considering they did lose that player so early on in two proceedings. I think though they'll really suffer in the late round with Yokai available and another player now in the grave.
I9 が暴れ散らか
Heat
して
here in the first round. Pardon me. First two picks. Doesn't really get much better than that. And in a match, and in a map in particular,
タードがス
Bleed
カ
are
ッ
going
ク
to
ス
be
だよ
very
ね元
eager
ね。
to dictate terms and set the pace. Fury have done exactly that, but to their opposition.
Yeah, and getting off to a good start, probably more important for FURY, I think, considering the aura around Bleed as a team. If they start strong and really start to be quite forceful against this Bleed roster, then doubt
そうね、バリエーションがかなり必要だからな。やっぱそのあたり EUNA とかさ、ブラジルとかもそうだけど、やっぱチーム色がいろいろと違うから、やっぱり競争できるエリア環境という意味ではすごいでかいと思うけど、まあ日本もよく頑張ってると思うけどね。まあでも言うて RGL の8チームになっちゃうからな。
overall available and they deal with Turd. So Mentalist and Holven in a 2
これはプラン
versus
的に
4.
な。
It's a pretty basic push for them. Mentalist actually goes for a little bit of rotate, maybe looking for a drop down. Wants to clear above, then play the drop, and he does. Clears one.
さすがにな。さすがにな。
And the
車線
Yokai
通
was
り
there
過ぎ
anyway for
で
good
これ
measure.
リコリス今ワンマガで対応したんじゃない
Start from FURY to begin
ここでなぜかカメラが来
this
た
upper bracket final. 1-0 FURY.
ブリードのこのゲーミングハウスすごいよね。さすが金満チーム。
2% defensive win rate in the Asia League.
東南アジアの金満チームだけはある。
Played 7 times.
だってバロラント部門に家呼べるチームだぞ。ブリード。
the attack in this region. Maybe not so much basement, but certainly the other side. So half begins here for Bleed. Need to start making statements early. For FURY, statement already made in the opening round that they are here to play.
攻撃の時に海外チームは AR 取りに行くのに対して日本チームはキルを取りに行くムーブが多いらしいです。ああ。まあ未だにそれはあるかもしれない。でもスカーズとかエリアしか取らないよね。キル取れたら OK って感じだもんな。まあそれが今メタだからな、エリア取りに行くのが。
Of an issue in this particular occasion. Hoven is doing some good work here. Good amount of information. That came in particular in CEO will be useful if they get the plant down for a retake, for instance, and any other games deeper than that as well. Helpful.
CAG とか結構リテイクとか大きく動くの好きだから。
There's good initial work here from Bleed.
相手にどんどん先にエリア取られるの嫌だろうね。
Doesn't look like stock's going to be necessarily
ああまあ代表格ノーセプション。それはもうノーセプのスタイルだからしょうがないね。ヒール拾ってだいぶエリア取り今シーズン頑張ってたけどね。新しい概念入れようと頑張ってた。今見えてたんじゃないの
Yeah, second shot probably a little bit more difficult from that kind of distance. Kept spraying and praying. Prayer's not answered.
あれは見えてないのか
Clear out the janitor position.
全然当たってないんだけど。
Really nicely sort of tandem duo to deal with him and a 0-2 start for Crit, who are obviously coming into this game a massive standout performance against NoCap. The flash to go past PG, man, he was I think a little bit preoccupied with the repel, but he took his eyes off the long corridor hallway that Mentalist was holding, who now can get the plant down. This is a very successful round for Bleed so far. It's like absolutely
いやレベル高えなこの試合になると急にこの試合になると急にレベルが高えなスピード感が違いすぎる。いやこの両チームやっぱ強えな。一気にスピード感上がったもんなさっきのノーキャップとは違って。噛み合ってる感があるけど両チーム。
Best of 3 series. We're going to get 2 teams that are going to be giving it everything, leaving it all inside of the server. So 1-1 start. Both rounds pretty comfortable for both of the 2 teams respectively. And now to break the deadlock. Critchay once again for a bit of a janitor hold. He'll have to be a little bit more careful. Does get a bit aggressive though on that swing.
いやこれ引き側のタイミング難しそう。
One could have been thinking that. Just kind of timed it that neither of them were. Eventually drops down, gives up that position, and Turtster goes lurking up main.
Like Holes needs to be really careful here. He has absolutely no idea, and Turd should be able to swing and find a kill. Like Holes now prone, Turd taken low, like Holes to chase, and he wins the first shot.
その距離持っていけんだ。
Fortunately though, that second spray will land.
ADS した時なんかショットガンの強さはマジで際立ってる。
Certainly deserved more credit than I gave them. They were prepared, ready for that push.
That was really good from like Colas, and you don't notice the fine margins there, but the way he swings from beepers, it's not as if he just got blood hungry. He knew obviously Turtster was there, but he still had to swing with caution. That what if there's someone elevators? What if there's someone watching the hallway? What if there's another one on main? So he swings really comfortably there, but also with a bit of sense of caution. Yeah, missed the first shot, but then goes back because he's got the information there's only the one, and then hits the second shot. Really, really well played from like Colas. Up to 3 kills now. Perfect start.
Aspi 感度速くね。
9-9's the big one because he struggled in the last match. So it's a really good sign to see him starting well.
いいフラグ。
And that's absolutely perfection.
俺バックホーあそこまで入んだね。
And you know
パー
what
ティショ
you're
ン
going
で
to
止
get
まんの
from
かと思
him.
ったら
4-4,
パーティションってやっぱ
40 seconds
壁
left.
の考え方だいぶ違うんだな、ダメージ貫通の。
Yeah, Reap's mid to late round, the top fragger in the region. I don't think there's much of a contest. He's always going to have impact, and he's always
い
such
や
a
でも嫌
dangerous
な使
threat.
えなくなった選手どうなるかね。
Ever elusive, finds kills, gets aggressive. That time though, read into, at least traded. So not the worst bait in the world. 3v2 now in favor of FURY, but they steamrolled the defense. Mental sliced alive, but I suspect he won't have much of an impact. So good work there from FURY. Kept
Middle beat around. Felt,
EU だったっ
from
け
Fury. 3
advantage, or instead will they keep things more
EU
stable?
は
Go
全
for
部見
these
たはずなのよ、覚えて
5v5s.
ない。
Fair case for either, but we've only seen success from one of those approaches thus far, and that was round 2. Up on top floor. Left
全然覚えない。
5v5 until
見すぎて記憶に残んないな
That。
メモ取りながら見ないと多分覚えらんねえよ、俺。
no Nook, for instance, this time around, so suggesting that things are going to be more standard here for the basement attack. There's an extension, though, being employed by FURY. Open area contended. Lycolis as well over towards blue. Turd could look to play pinch. Lycolis 1, trade elsewhere. That's Dark, that's
結構
4.
ラインちゃんと合わせてくるね、
That's
確
the
かに
Legion of the board. Again, not an ideal operator to lose early on. That's clean from Turd. He suspects the swing from Lycolis, who reveals himself. Turd will just hold down the line.
いやーこれリコリスむずいね。よくそんなに深く投げられた
He's supposed to make
ね。
things awkward, and that's actually
稼げれねえな。
really well played by
今一人で
Lycolis.
リコリス
Gets away with that one a little bit.
解決したやん。
Actually too slow for the
うますぎ
trade.
だろ。
Drops I9 to 50.
リコちゃん相変わらずうまいね。リコちゃん渋いんだよな、今のプレイ見てても。今のプレイ渋すぎだろ。
Some of the angles that makes it life very difficult for Turst. Almost kind of just strangulates him inside a server and basically blocks off.
シャイコフィンカにするかどうかだよね。やっぱフィンカ俺銃使ってるけどマジでむずいわあの銃。初段の跳ね上がりが結構エグいんだよな。癖が強い。癖が強いんじゃ。
He ends up getting that kill and then also securing the position back onto site. Yes, you give up server and you give up blue stairs. But it's a 3 versus 3 with a minute left, and Bleed have got a lot of work
アスビーマジで感度早すぎだろ。見てて酔うわ。ガックンガックンいくやん。
So that's at least something for Bleed with 50 seconds left. But
いやちょっと妖怪残ってることを考えるときついね。
Still a gas babe, and you look at the fact that I9 is just switched on. 5 kills for him now. He was just saving all of his powers for the match that mattered a little bit more.
いやーシャイコは結構フラグキル3割ぐらい取ってるからな、多分キルの中で。
FURY have just caught Bleed with their pants down, and it's about to be a 3-1 start on the map pick of Bleed, and I9 is activated.
影響でかいと思うけどね。
Needed that. It does come.
フラグ持ち持ってくると思うけどな。
So this is now more
トークサバイバー面白いでし
to
ょ。
turn this around. Less more
2俺一晩で見たもん。
FURY about sort of holding this lead. I think that they're
いや
more
アン
than
ジャッシュ
happy
渡
with
部さんが
the way
2
that
マジで
things
面
have
白くてさ。
transpired here on the map
見てない人は
of
ネットフリックスなんですけ
Bleed.
どぜひ見
Got
てく
to
ださい。
remember, we don't know what Bleed's
1見てない人は
night
ますます
is going
1
to
から
be
見て
like.
くだ
But
さ
if
い。
FURY are
俺は1
picking
の
it
方が好きだ
an
ね
upper bracket
出てるメン
final
バー
to
が
go
好
to
き
the
だけ
major,
なんだけど。
I'm going to put my money on that they know what they're doing over on NihgtHeven. Turster with a big opening kill onto BG, man. Something that Bleed have lacked so far here on Bank. Fighting these kills early without trades. Turster accomplishes that here in the 5th round.
ミリチェムのボトム面白かったでしょあれ。
So a good start for Bleed. It's now about conversion, and they do. So that's
あれ
nice.
トークサバイバーの後にすぐにアサインして撮ってるからさ。
I9 as well.
冒頭でちょっとトークサバイバーの話してんだけど大反響だったらしくて。
Over towards stock hallway, and I think his position has been zoned out pretty well here by Bleed. You can see FURY now getting more and more aggressive on these peaks. From this point onwards, of course, not really too much to lose. Reaps will begin to sneak forward, live droned. And this is the position he thrives in, these long angles facing in towards the objective. Potentially spots one over towards the elevator as well, but unable to do much with that. Lycolis does get one immediate trade though, so still a net win overall here for Bleed. Reaps as well, holding down the line, but Critche hits a nice kill. Now we'll see how Bleed perform with Reaps outside the server.
Yeah, still a minute left as well for Bleed.
あら
Although
つ
that's
ぶ
a
つなった
massive kill from Critche. Finally online for him. 3 kills to the good.
アースフィーの位置バレてるから。いやキバプリア強すぎだろそれ。よう進めねえじゃん。
Earlier at the start of this match that I felt like it was Critche and Dark that were going to be the
いや
fraggers.
渡部さんここから戻ってくるかどうか
Last
だ
two
ね。
alive in this round against Turster and Aspie. big moment for
ダークよかったそれ。
He loses at
よ
long
ー
desk.
返したんだ
Thought
ヒ
he
ュー
was
リ
gonna be in a
ー。
good position to win it, and Crit J gets the
いや
1v1
クリッチェが強いんだよ
victory over
な
Turnstile.
i9 がやっぱ
You're a
爆発
Fury
力に
fan,
対
you
し
are
てクリッチェ
ecstatic
が
with the
さ
start and a tactical timeout called by
あれなんだ
Bleed
よ安定して
eSports
キル取ってく
would
るん
be
だ
in
よ
victory.
なそれがマジででかお
Full-blown number. You get to this
どんな試合で
would
も
at least
ブレない
bail
ク
them
リ
out.
ッチ
But that would just be almost like pity. You've got to win this if you're Bleed, right? All the onus and all the expectation is on them. And players like Reaps, of course,
でもやっぱ
made that
リ
big
ープスはね
decision to
先
come to
陣
this
切るけ
game.
ど
He gets a big kill
あれだ
in
ね
this round.
そこまでの爆発力なくなったね
Not just the
まあ
player,
突っ
but the
込んでた
operator
から
too,
な
to deal
ダ
with
イ
that
ヤウル
disarming
ブ
in
ズ
terms of the key
時代は
barriers. Dealt with 5 versus 4 for Bleed. You've got to
マ
close
ジで
this half
暴
out
れ
with
散
a
ら
round
か
win.
してたからな
Well, let's see how they go about doing it. Again, they have the early advantage, the 5v4. It's also the Azami down, and again, we've seen late round those
いやで
keep
も
barriers
戦
are
術
so
的だ
difficult
けど
sometimes to
そこまで木をてらって戦術ピックしてくるわけじゃないから読みやすいんじゃないこれ
So Bleed are going to be
と思うけど
by
な
that.
実際フューリーはそれ
Not
読
too
み
much
勝って
more
る
to
感じするん
comment
だ
on
よ
at the
な
moment outside of I9 getting a little bit frisky main stairs. He's just tripping away at the drone utility.
あ
As
ーな
Mentalist
る
has
ほど
gone to
ね
work with hard breach.
まあ地上波はちょっとむずいよなスポンサーの意向とかあるから
Might be to work that
でも
bottom
あんだけ
quad
喋れ
wall
て
and
回したら
square fences.
何でも仕
It's
事
pretty
でき
difficult.
るよな
Last time Bleed tried to stack the hatch drop, and that was probably a little bit overzealous. So I'm anticipating them to probably do a bit more elsewhere this time around and maybe not have it as such a one-dimensional push.
Another drone gone, minute left, 3 remain.
いやでも i9 も7キル取ってる
Obviously, a couple of wounded Bleed members in Reaps and Hoven. Not exactly a foregone conclusion here in a 4 versus
なんかあれだね
5.
キルがまんべんなくなのが意外にブリードっていう
Fury against NoCap was they can win from a disadvantaged position. Sure, no Crit J. He's been a big part of being able to close back those rounds, but I still feel as if they've got enough firepower on the board available. That was the final logic bomb from Ashby.
これ7回殴ってる
There's
パター
no
ン
push on that. BG Man's ready to just spring out of archives, and Ashby makes the walk in. Once like Coles
Oi,
makes
Hazumi.
contact, he can call that out. There goes
Ah,
BG
バレた。
Man. He
走っちゃったね。
hasn't quite got the best angle, and he had to start sprinting. So
結構
gun
動
wasn't
き
up,
待ちだ
but
な
wasn't ready, and well played to
タイムアウト
Ashby.
で
He
取
heard the
った
sound cue,
対
he
応
turns around, he gets the kill. Perfectly executed from Bleed. Start.
アクション待ちだねブリードの今取ったタクは結構我慢したもんね途中
Was being able to get in because might not be the easiest of tasks. At least they deal with that Vulcan canister very early.
問題はこっからだねフュー
It's
リー
actually
が
a bit of a mini
銀
win.
行はまあ攻撃通りやすいマ
Cole's
ッ
being
プ
able
だ
to
と
get in
思
there
う
and
け
deal
ど
with
比
that.
較
Head just
的
popped up. And all but imagine that is probably Mentalist lurking around. And
通せるから
had you found
ね
that kill onto him, that would have been very detrimental to the delayed nature of this round for Bleed defensively. So a little
い
moment.
やーガチで防弾壁をもうちょっとちゃんと壊せるようにしたいよ
Can't ask too much, and the other Vulcan canister dealt with too by Lycolis, doing an amazing job on this Twitch. Okay, there's a trade around the map. That's fine. 5v5 turns to 4v4 during that logic bomb from i9, who obviously perished for it, and BG Man looking to get a bit of archives control. But so far, Fury doing a good job of getting through the checklist, and more importantly, what Lycolis is able to do on that Twitch down below is going to really help them in the long run of this round.
Oh, like calls with some critical information there. Still poking around over towards Garage. I don't know if Fury will send one in that position late for a
そ
potential
こ抜ける
flank.
とでかいけどなお互いに
Like calls is trying to take on the straight on fight, but I doubt that's going to yield a result. Hatch is now being worked by BG Man. And it's a pretty
Nito,
default setup here.
No,
From
gas grenade
Bleed.
が
They
3つ
have
残って
the
んだよな
Nitro as well from Hoven. Which will be very useful in the late round, like Coles to
うわー
gather
いいドローン
some
入った
additional
ねこれ
information.
Yeah, this drone has done work.
Yeah.
うわーバレてるななんでバレた
Double swing,
防犯
Garage
カメラ
Dark
か
probably not prepared for that. Bleed send 2 and they get 1 and they get out with 2 alive. Now to 4
いやー
on
ガスグ
3.
ネードあと2つ残ってたらこれプラントに
Big
行けねえ
moment
か
there
ら
from Bleed to respond in this
詰めないと
round.
ダメ
Fury
だ
have
ね
done well in the util battle. Bleed just edging
メン
out
タ
in
リ
the
ストの
gun
スモー
battle.
クまで届かないとこれプラントできねえ
And
ぞ
having a player disadvantage now is going to make life very difficult for Fury. BG Man still up above.
いやもうこれで多分止まったぞ
Now the numbers
遠
with
隔ガスグ
Bleed.
レンド入れられて
And Crit J with the lurk.
Oh.
The ping. The trigger discipline to just get closer and
おー
closer.
突破した
And he gets both of them from Crit J. But they're
これで
still
ガス
gonna
グレー
win
ド投げられねえだ
round.
ろ。あ、投げ切ってるん
They
だ。
want a little battle, a mini battle, but the wall rage
そう
is
だよ
on.
ね。だからク
Here
リ
in the
ット J の
7th,
位置もきちいな。
Mentalist and Turster. Can they deny
あ、
the
プラ
plan
ン通
from
した。
being executed by
おー、
Lycoris?
通し
No,
た
they cannot. And BG Man fights two
い
big
や
kills.
ー、これやっぱヒューリー強いわ。この柔軟性は何最後のショット嘘だろ。
This round for Fury.
最後すごくない今の。
And I said it at the start of this map, guys. Mistakes were punished. And Fury
今の組み立てうまいね。
punished it perfectly. Nade just falls short.
なんか逆に言うとさ、ブリードああいうのできねえんだよ。
sense the pressure that's building onto Bleed.
ブリードは結構やっぱりラウンド間での揺さぶりがないと
Rise to the
思うな。
occasion, Bleed, or will it be a tale of
だ
the
からヒューリー俺高く評価してやっぱこの柔軟性があるんだよね。このメンバーで。i9 って昔マジで突っ込むことしかできなかったのにさ。
Stuck on an island with Reaps and Ashby. 4 kills so far in the game, and unfortunately, Mentalist hovered not too much further ahead.
いやー、ガレージ2回行ったのが
Struggling
秀逸だった
Team
ね。
I9, who's on an absolute rampage to kick off this game. Double digits on the Grim this time around, and using that in a self-sufficient manner to
お
gain
母
ground
さ
over
ん、
towards
おはこんに
Tellers.
ちは、いらっしゃい。
And now drain himself forward as well, or at least was going to, until I think the Mozzie Pest may have caught said drone.
Yeah, it did. Pest is dead though anyway, at least on that multi. BG Man though, the big kill on top, and it feels as if though, this is Bleed eSports. And are just bleeding at the moment at the hands of Fury at 4-2 lead in the round. i9 though gets caught on the lurk.
これは持ち直せないね。
Just watching the player
いい当たり方したぞ。
kind of just trying to open his eyes up. Hopefully not falling half asleep in that moment. And
それ勝っちゃうの。
wonderful drop. They've got numbers
いや、これでいいじゃん、
everywhere.
確定した。
Mentalist in a 1-on-3, and they know that he is located in
あれ、まだリコです、
archives.
こんなところか。
Lycoris on the roof, a little bit delayed in making his way over towards the site, of which they've got control of. Mentalist can just lurk in towards admin, but they should know he's coming in from this direction of the map. 38 seconds, and it's a long run here for Lycoris. He's had to really sprint hard and fast to get on over. Can Mentalist play spoiler?
まあ、だい
He's
ぶ
got
厳
the
しいよ
vault
な。
option, and he vaults
Oh,
on
強い。
in spots one, shots good.
さすがにね。
Onto BG, but even better from Lycoris. Well, it's not match point or series point, but it's map point, and that's pretty darn good for Fury,
柔軟性が高
considering
い
it's
な。
Bleed's map.
スタースクリームさんおはようございま
And they've
す。
got quite a few of them, and the tactical has already been used earlier in this match from Bleed.
Open moment. Bleed.
So B said it would be
いや
theirs.
終
I9,
盤やっぱ
good
慌てない
Gemini
のかな。
usage.
今もよくね、人数有利だったけ
Have
ど、
just not really been able
ポジショ
to
ンキープした
fire
よ
much of a
ね。
shot.
エリア内。
Reaps 4 and 7.
Point
Gets
tonight,
to 4 and 7. The two players that
何が起きてるそれ。
sort of highlighted as i9 gets busy. On the other side of the wall was Asfi, and he gets tagged up, and well, you can just sense that the pressure continues to build onto Bleed. Nowhere feels safe at all.
I mean, that's a painfully late reinforcement. I don't know
ブ
why
リードまあ
that
言う
even
て
happened
リ
for
ップス
Bleed.
も
That's
メ
a
ンタリストも
miscom
世
or
界戦経
something
験してる
strange
から
happened
ホ
there
ッ
in
ペ
the
も
cup
経験
phase.
してんだっけかな。
Probably should have been punished really, but i9 for probably the first time today has missed a shot. That one though, a wallbang, and the player moving, so a little bit more understandable. Yokai dealt with. i9 continuing to be a threat. Looks like Bleed now have fallen off open area, so back towards site. They're having a little party down bot main as they'll now distribute themselves around the objective and put themselves in positions to counteract the default push. No one actively watching Garage again here though from Bleed, so that may continue to be a threat unless there's a Yokai hard watching it. Reaps old defender up on the top floor, or on the first floor. Line of sight now being opened up towards main stairs, and that's his signal to get out of there.
Yeah, this is better for Bleed though. So they're not forcing too much, and they know they're on the back foot, and that's fine. On this particular side, it's all about time denial. That's the biggest win condition. So you don't have to go hunting too much. I wouldn't mind maybe some kind of flank towards bot square. Try and push in behind Fury. I'm not too sure how much flank watch they've really got, but yeah, Hoven maybe just lingering over towards main. And obviously you want to kind of clear that admin hatch as well, especially if that plant is successful. Colas just really trying to get in as close as possible.
またガスグレネード3つ残ってる。
25 seconds remaining on the clock, which is not ideal for FURY. There is still two gas babes to deal with, guys. So in terms of time, FURY gonna have to send it forward. Take long chassis control. Nice little drop. That's a down. That's pretty much as good as a kill. All things considered for I9 and Chalet with the lurk now through Garage has to win this battle. The biggest factor, like Colas, I imagine, is pushed forward towards that chassis. Oh my, what has just happened? I9's expression
i9 の実家相変わらずいいよね。東南アジアの家って感じするよな。ナチュラルに強えぞやっぱりフューリーは。フューリーマジで強えな。この柔軟性はマジで今のシージのメタだと思うんだよな。いや、やっぱ逆にブリードは柔軟にそんなにラウンド間で変更できないね。初手の向こうが持ってきてる最初のファーストプランさえ潰せればシージ余裕じゃないかな。その最初の初手を潰すのが難しいかもしれない。全然いける気がする。そんなにエイムをゴリゴリ押してるわけでもないから。エイムゴリゴリ押してこられる方が俺嫌だと思うけど、正直。
Ying is allowed in a position to have influence. That's when things can really turn astray, especially if Turdstar does not have a huge impact on the round because he's the one that the flash from those Candelas.
多分このマップ取れない。
He's got the first note, so he's still able to pop off with the UMP and the 1.5. That's one at long desk, and he spots the second. Eager for more, he'll continue to peek and pepper away. Will then make his way back towards the objective, but caught on the rotation.
なんか戦術的というかちゃんとステップ踏んでくるってことだと思うよ。戦術的な意味合いが多分なんか印象と違うんじゃない。俺とか多分みんなの戦術的なイメージっていろんなチームタクティクスを持ってくることを多分戦術的だっていう理解になってんじゃない。どっちかっていうと個人技を押してくるチームじゃなくて組織で押してきますよっていうのが多分 CAG とかが言いたかったことなんじゃないかなって気がする。そのリープスのエイムゴリゴリで来るチームじゃなくなってますよっていうことが言いたかったんじゃないかと。でも柔軟性は圧倒的にフューリーの方が高い。ラウンド間の修正は。でも結局こう防衛とかもリープスが当たってくるからそこを刈り取れればフリーでここはちょっと取られちゃったけど。
For the Asia League, and we didn't see it at all in the SCA League. So this is the first official NihgtHeven game for Southeast Asia, guys, this stage. And it's in a major qualification map. I don't know how many ways I can put it, but it's a very important stat that FURY picked this map.
いや、ここでアーマーパネル結構きついね。あ、一回キッチンからスタートしたんだ。
left. How do they now attack site? They've got to do it together. They've got to play the trade game. Still a couple of players outside of the map. Secondary hard breach now being utilized by BG, man. And for Bleed, it has to be in a good position to maybe respond through that corridor.
あとキババリアが重すぎよ。20秒で結構 i9 が行くところ迷ってるもんな。この辺りがやっぱ新マップだよな。わあ、いいフラグ。
Yeah, red time. So time has probably ended up being a big factor here. Nice swing from Asfi in that hallway.
もう今のはさ、この秒数でしか当たるタイミングないから、逆にこれはブリード側が読みやすかったよね。他のマップだったらもうちょっと1、2で繰り出せたと思うけど、フューリー。新マップだとやっぱ詰まってないからこうなるよね。これはまあ今シーズンずっと見てきたことだからな。まあこれが新マップの面白さだし、一発弱いチームの方が詰まってれば逆転できるって話だからな。自力では勝てないけど、マップピックで必勝ができるっていう。
Mind a little bit and stuck in their own heads into how they sort of want to attack NihgtHeven Labs. You put in all this work, if you pick this map and then it comes time to deliver.
ああ、ハサミするんだ。いた。キババリア。お、ニノやって倒した。この辺りのフューリーの人数のかけ方と思い切りいいよね。一人忍者になっちゃったな。IT 側の爪が。いや、まあこれはハサミだからしょうがないんだよね。今下からの上がり用にドローン投げた。お、リバイブできたんだ。この辺りフィンカ入ってくるからリバイブもスムーズだよな。
Which are dealing with barbed wire that was, well, evidently negated by just the fast vault in anyway. And so
あ
far,
ーこっち側が
again,
開かないから
there's a lot of
BG マ
similarities
ン
to
をオー
that
ダーしたの
opening
か
round
な
where Fury are trying to make a bit of a
そう
great
なるとこの
entrance and
倉庫2回の
then the attack just kind of stalls
クリッ
out,
ト勢
fizzles
の
out a little
ポジション
bit.
キープが結構えぐいけどな。あでも司令センター側誰もいないじゃん。どこに広がる？
I thought maybe he'd actually go blue and he might eventually once
い
he
やこの
opens up
辺
the
りロー
score.
テートスムーズだよ
So yeah,
ね。
he'll rotate.
ヒューリーは。
I mean, both teams are playing pretty optimally at the moment. I think Bleed are holding the crossfires they need to.
で I9 をこっちから入れるのか。
Enough
ああいた
on
メ
side,
ンタリ
enough
スト。
pressure
こ
in
こさえ
different parts
崩
of
せ
the
れ
map
ば
that
だ
they
ね。
need to be conscious of. Mental's holding blue. Looks like it will be a double stack though
うわ
here
ー
for
ピン
Fury.
立っ
And
て
a
る
good。pre-fire from
What a
I9.
shot. That is a wonderful
理
shot.
想的な攻めしてる。
Exactly what Fury needed.
すげえ理想的な攻め
So
して
it
る
gives。
あ
them
あ
the
いい
play
ピックだ
advantage to
ね。
push into sight, but on the breach, it's
ああい
Tashi
や
that
で
gets
も
the
ちゃんと
kill.
挟んでる。
Traded by like Colas.
こうなったらこうするっていうのがやっぱヒューリーちゃんとポジショニング的に分かりやすいもんな。
Arguably, these two players remaining alive.
すげえポジションが綺麗。うわいい位置でブラッドしてる。ギリ見えない。いやでも2度投げるぞこれ。
Obviously
だよ
blocked
な
off。from the vision like Colas to get the plant.
あ落とせんかった
Nitrocell, not close enough.
あーでもタードが抜けちゃった
Colas can get back on it, but a big kill from Turdstar. He just goes bang. Double kill from the turd.
よいよいよいよ
Make it
い
three.
い攻めといい守りじゃん。
Marks his arrival in the series with a
タードう
three.
まく抜けたね
Bleed
今。
holding ground.
Fury, yeah, probably was a little lackluster.
い
Like
や攻め面白かったけどな今ヒューリーの。いい攻めだったけど。
4-0 to start now.
理想的な攻めだったけど。あっち側だね。連絡通路だっけ
They kind of start strong. They try to find
会議室側が取れてなかったからあのエリアを自由に使われたのがきつかったね。
Fury haven't been able to get an opening kill
まあ人数のリソース的には
without
無理な
them
んだけど
losing a
4人に
player
なってる時点
shortly
でそこまで人
afterwards
数
or
かけないか
basically
ら
at the same time. So at no point are we really seeing Fury with like a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-4 advantage that they can capitalize upon.
まあまあここま
Whereas
では
countless times we
こ
saw
こで地下
that
か。
on Bank. The amount of times we saw Fury get
ど
those
こ平
opening
面
kills
来てるん
really
ですよ。
stretch the defense of Bleed. It hasn't been the case here on Labs. But I will sort of echo this, guys. I think this will end up being defend decided.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. 5v5. Toad still is on the top floor. That's a awkward little engagement between himself and Crit J. BG man. He
いや
panics.
こ
You can see
れ
it.
ねウォーデンだからスタン投げても踏み込めないんだよな。う
Desperate to
ま
try to get Turd out of this position, but with the glasses activated, flashing him out is not going to work. It's the Warden that you're up against. The Turd knows how to use that
おー
utility
削り合い
to
になっ
great
てるぞ現
effect.
地が。
Engagements elsewhere, so 3 versus 3. Still though, with control up above, Turd will be a menace.
Uma.
Take a swing, get a kill, and probably confirm the round.
Yeah, nothing confirmed just yet. Not with still I9 and Dark available. Turdster is switched on here on Labs. I9, he's dropped to the floor. Turd's got 7 from 3. 7 kills
ター
from
ド
3 rounds.
ナイト
for
ヘイブン
Turdster.
ラボ
Dark
得
now
意
on a 1 on
説
2, and Turdster makes it
クワッドじゃ
a
ないこれ。
complete 8. So 8 kills from 3 rounds for Turdster, and Bleed been
なんかさブリードの面々無表情でやってね。
In terms of the match we were kind of hoping to see, we wouldn't have got it.
ああまた会議の窓抜いたなそれ。さっきも1ラウンド目でそれやってたよな。リーチここ守るの得意なんだな。
For a team that has picked this map, and you would hope workshopped it, have really struggled with getting good entry positions.
しかもI9落としたのでかいな。これもう一枚ヒートチャージ温存しないとダメじゃないリコリス
So
が。
a 5 versus 4 then, and an opportunity for Fury to maybe crawl this one back, but it will be challenging. Somebody will need to really step it up, and as you can see, Bleed is still probing around the map. Circling around, collecting
いや
drones.
十分でしょう。
He's trying his best to stall out the push up above,
締めていく。
but happy to forfeit off of that
基地
position.
守りうまいね。ブリー
The
ド。
first sign of pressure. So an even round so far. Outside of that man disadvantage, I think in terms of position, Fury not all too bad. I will say their vert potential though, for my liking, is lacking a little bit here.
So
Without
Taro,
a
Dorima
random
Hakudo
play or a
Nippon
sledge or a buck. I guess more so leaning into playing.
ちなみにレディットだ
horizontally through the breach opened
と
up,
ブ
but
リー
there
ドは
needs to be
マップ
secondary
プール
pressure
狭いと言われて
somewhere
ます。
else.
そう
So
なん
we'll see
だ。
where that comes from. I don't know where it will. At least not now.
Yeah, and especially down a
B1
player
で
as
勝
well,
たん
so
と
you
いか
kind
ん
of have
か
to
ら
make up for
な。
that elsewhere.
CAG はなまずはな。
Good drone here from Lycolis, gets at least a little bit of information. Reaps is now down. So Big kill from Dark to even things back up. 4 versus
正直
4.
CAG もマッププール広いかどうかよくわかんねえもん
Crit J and the final Rotero to go in from
な。
BT.
広いとは今の段階では言いづらいよな。
He's just going to elect to clear the barbed wire. 40 seconds makes the drop a little bit more possible. He's still buzzing on that last hive launcher usage. 30 seconds now on 4 versus 4. And probably for the first time in this half, FURY in a position where maybe they can look to really attack site with numbers. That's a wonderful little leg up from Holford and more kills to go the way of Bleed. Again, FURY just cannot enter site without losing players.
ピックマップなのにそれほど攻めれてねえ説あるよこれ。
I didn't even need
ここでタイムアウトなんだ。
seen enough from FURY to suggest they're going to be able to find a round.
まあでもそりゃそうか。4本目取られて5本目取られてかなと思ったら4本目だったまだ。2本は取らねえときちいもんな。しかも相手のピックマップ必勝の銀行を取れたことを考えるとねえこれで決めたいよねFURY。心情としてはこのマップで決めてよなってなるよな。だいぶ自信あったんだろうな。i9 のあの1マップ目取った時の喜び方見てると。いや、ファースト取られ続けてんだよな。
The entry here from FURY has been, I want to say lacking, but I think non-existent would be the better descriptor.
Yeah, it's been really disappointing across the board. Yeah. And it's not really down to just Crit J alone. BG's 2-4, i9 is 1-4. Lycolis is 2-4, and EA's playing hard bridge, but we know Lycolis can frag and hit some clutch shots. So Dark is 4-4. The only one on the roster that's looking like he has any kind of semblance of ability to find a couple of frags. This has been more one-sided than Bank, at least up until this point, and that's quite concerning for FURY because if you have a Bleed roster that gets momentum going into Chalet, I'm happy to flip back. I was full team FURY coming into this map thinking that this was going to be their pathway to the major to win this 2-0, but now I'm probably
いやでも逆にエントリーできてないんだよな。攻めあぐねてんだよなこれ。ちょっとハーフタイムでどういう話、ハーフタイムじゃねえや。タクティカルタイムまでどういう話になったんだか。ちょっと謎だけど。いやもうリープス全然終えてなくて。
Reaps spots the legs of Dark. He'll scatter his way up to the garage rafters. He's linked up with BG Man, who I don't believe was spotted by Reaps. So that may offer a small advantage here actually to FURY, who could try and manipulate themselves into a site, keep a barrier there, causing problems, and Lycola's take it down. As Diffuser on an island, it's a 5 versus 1.
あれフローレスラウンドになっちゃったんだけどタイムアウトと逆に攻めきれなくて躊躇し始めて攻めれなくなって思惑がずれまくってて逆に攻めれなくなってんじゃん。CAG80 点の出来のマップが残り20本の選手の個人技で埋めてるでしょ。でもそれ100点ってことがいいんじゃないの。それは100点ってことじゃないの。俺は再現性が低いんだと思うけどね。どうしてもアルクリークの崩しとかに頼るシーンがまだ未だに多くて逆に言うとアニツンがピック幅広いのうまく生かしきれてないんじゃない。あそこまでピック幅が広いんだったら初見殺しもうちょっと持っていってもいい気がするけどね。それは世界大会で使えるからだいぶメリットありそうだけど。
All of the momentum.
いやまあ今のこういうハサミうまいよな。
So offered something to the left, but then from the right pushes in from Dark. Well played from him.
タイミングの順番間違わないというか。
Yeah, Dark has been clearly lifting his part of the workload, and i9 gets involved there with the kill onto Holden.
9-0のタードがまだでもいるからな。ナイトヘイブンラボの主。
swept in an upper bracket final matchup to
見えそうで障害物の裏でした。
necessarily think it's impossible to think that they could get a couple more going into the second half on the defense. That's a wonderful shot from Turdstar. 10-0. He gets to 10 kills, no deaths, no assists.
No deaths.
Just 10 straight frags for Turdstar. Minute left into the round 3 versus 4. FURY still with the player advantage.
狙いに行ってる狙いに行ってる。
One close by. And surely he's going to go and be good for number 11. He is 11-0 for Turdstar.
いやこれはねでもここはFURYがちょっと対応を正直ミスったね。 で 1v1 しか
Chalet's
けちゃ
been
って
given the license to sort of do what he wants.
最初のファーストプラット取られたんであればドローン回すかガジェット使ってタードの位置どかすか構わないんだったらジャッカルの選手勝負する理由がないもん、ね、
was an opportunity, but Turd sweeps in
God.
third in the round, and he
いや
could be
これ
on
は
for
ち
the
ょっと
ace.
ねどっちかっていうと
I
フューリー
think
の
Turd's
攻め
just
が
been
微
hearing
妙よ
everyone talking shit in the Twitch chat, and he's making a statement here.
タードが強いっていうよりはなんでここ全部
He
1v1
hasn't
しか
died.
け
He
ちゃう
hasn't
の
put a
って感
foot wrong. And he
じで
hasn't
ここ
even
なんか
been
詰まっ
cast
ちゃって
cursed
前に出れ
in
な
the
くな
side
っ
of the
て
six
あら
rounds
ら
that
ら
have
ら
played
ら
out.
ららら
Admit to
ら
us. Well, it's finished off from Tursta. What a half.
6-0?
Just being
I don't know. I would have felt
嘘で
very
しょビッ
comfortable
グマップで
going over to NihgtHeven Labs. When you
これで
pick
よ
it,
く
you
サード
pick
マ
a
ップ
map
勝った
pick
な
like a map like
メンタル
this,
を
you've
壊れ
got
て
to
もお
feel
かしく
as
ない
if,
ような
hey,
展開になってんじゃない
workshop this. We're ready to bring this out. Well, put it back in. It ain't cooked. And maybe, or you, instead of putting it back in, maybe you just put it in the trash. You know, you put something in the oven, it's overcooked, and then you just throw it straight in the trash. Well, that's FURY right now on Labs. I don't think we'll be seeing them play this map for a long, long time after an absolute emphatic beatdown from Bleed. We will see, though, whether or not this is a potential chance for FURY to find a couple of defensive rounds. Could just be one of the most defensive-sided games that we've ever seen. It's hard to say. We have seen 6-0 comebacks before, guys, but only once. Since I've been covering Siege, it's only ever happened once, and it's certainly not going to happen in this particular match.
キババリア
Not
か
the way
ら
that
顔
Bleed
出
are
す位
playing.
置ちゃんと読んでるもんな
And to think that that was only
キ
Reese's
ババリアの
third kill
難し
for
い
the
ところは
entire
さ
game.
相手が張る
Reeves
か
of
ら
all
不規則
people
に車線取られる
only has 3, now 4,
あ
now
れ
4 versus 1.
嘘でしょこれ
Can it be magical 14 for Turdstar?
嘘でしょ
Or does he just sort of hide in a corner
これ
and keep
7-0?
the 0 deaths? Like Cole is the last alive, and it's a 7-0 in an upper bracket final to determine who goes to the major. This is a very poor effort from FURY, but a resounding result from Bleed.
バレたあ
It wasn't a
れ
case of if.
タード一回も知らなかったんじゃない
14!
14 kills is insane, and no deaths for
14の
Turdstar
0
in
で
a
しょ
7-0
14って言ってたもんな
victory
今
for Bleed, and they have all the momentum
す
leading
げ
into
え
the
な
final map.
Bow down to the turd. The golden turd. 7-0 from Bleed
だってこの時点で
eSports,
13
and
だ
they make even less.
We
いやでもこれは俺はフューリーのマップピックがそもそもミスってたのと
Bleed the perfect ignators in
なんか銀行に比べて全部 1v1 仕掛けちゃってたからこれ14の0
Absolutely dismantling.
まあ俺も実況だったらここめちゃくちゃフォーカスするけどでもぶっちゃけもうあれだったと思うチームとして崩壊してたから別にタードがぶっちぎりで強かったとか厳しい状況を全部タードが返してくれたわけじゃないから別にここは CAG に向けて言うけど、まあ、強いから警戒しとこうはあるけど、まあ、そこまでじゃないとシャイクほど対策しないといけないかって言うと
One
それは
team
ない
walks away heading to the major, the other is going to have to
選手の個人技に波があるから80から100で変動してるイメージですそれでもさミスクリームさんのその点数の定義がよくわかんないんだけどさ80点から100ってことはさ10回やって8回から10回取れるってことでしょ
big stakes.
俺選手の個人技に頼ってる時点で3割ぐらいしかマップ取れないと思う
On
か
the
ら
side
ラウ
of
ンド
this
取れない
game,
と
there's
思う
only
か
one
ら
way to determine who edges out.
俺は個人技に頼ってる時点で結構レベル低いと思うよ
Kick things off on defense.
シージはマジで個人技で勝負しないといけないとこあるけど本当に個人技でなんとかできるゲームじゃないからねまあそれは 5v5 のタクティカル FPS 全般に言えることだけど
They perhaps want to be a little bit more direct.
おっと
It's Turd to get the
15
first,
キル目
so that is now 15 kills
同
in
じこと言
a
ってる
row, unanswered.
wow.
5 versus 3.
勢いは完全にブリードじゃん
Try and keep track of that for as long as possible. Now Chalet
フューリーの顔が死に始めてんじゃない
Not too
これ
surprising to see them get off to a good start.
これどういう流れで変わったの
Success for defending teams, arguably probably the best site for defending teams to lose.
どう考えてもブリードが勢いそのままにいきそうな雰囲気だけどね
Especially off
じゃ
the
あ
back of a 7-0 stomping on NihgtHeven Labs. Not only would this be 15-0 for Turd, it would be 8-0 for Bleed in the last 8 rounds. That is very concerning. FURY, have they got what it takes mentally? Of course, Bleed, they played Chalet earlier today, guys. I think it was, or yesterday, or whenever. I don't even know the times anymore. Against Elevate, 8-7 it was. I think it was indeed earlier today. We're still technically in today, so it works. But it wasn't the most convincing win. They had a very good attacking half, but defensively, Bleed were vulnerable. So that's something that FURY have to keep in mind.
これ2階だよな。
And FURY find themselves
いや
back
ー、
in
い
this
くらリ
round.
コちゃんでも
As
き
time
つくない
begins
こ
to
れ。
dwindle, their chances of increasing the round do slowly but surely increase. Still reliant on someone making a big play, and like Carlos has been flashed out. He still gets the kill though.
スタン食らって
Looking
た
at
よ、
his
あん
face,
た。
that is full
え
white. I don't know how he's been able to collect that kill. His team as well chips in.
嘘でしょ？
Versus two, like Carlos up close.
これ守んの？
Never find that one. So it's fallen apart here from Bleed. Their late round execution proved costly on Bank, and it could once more here on Bleed.
うわ
Pardon me, on Chalet. But
Oh, Rico-chan?
he gets another.
What's
And
this, Rico-chan?
16 kills in a row. 17 on the line. with
あー、
30
さす
seconds
が
on
に。
the clock.
Oh, he's so golden!
18 kills in a row for Turd.
さすがにね。
Cannot find kills. And one that should have probably been theirs.
And also inside of the
いや
server,
で
no
も
one is
結
going
構
with
攻
Turd.
撃の
We're not
詰め
seeing
に
anyone able to stop him. And mind you,
なんか
this
課
is
題
all
があ
with
るね。
Reaps having honestly
固く守りゃいけん
and
じゃねこれ。
quietly
まあマッ
a
プ
bit
にも
of
よ
a
ると思うけ
shocking series, guys. He's been
固く
largely irrelevant.
ど。守れるマ
This is
ップ引かない
usually
とい
the
けない
Reaps
と思う
show,
けど。
and Reaps is the one that is getting all the accolades, and he's the one that's 18 and 0. He's been, I think he had like 3 or 4 kills in NihgtHeven Labs. He's had 0 here, and obviously he didn't really do anything on Bank anyway. So Reaps has been a complete non-factor, and coming into the series, if you had told FURY, hey, Reaps is going to get like, you know,
お、
6
ドクマ
kills
さん
on
初め
3
てのチャッ
maps.
トありがとうございます。そうですよ。昔フナティックにいたメンタリストですね。
That's wild. Yeah.
マグとか
That's
と
the
一緒に
thing.
やっ
If you
て
have a
た選手
versatile
です
enough。team where someone has a bad day or is playing
それ
slightly
が一
different off
回
or whatever.
日本に来るので
You
フ
feel
ナ
like
ティッ
that
クがロースター
is
放
completely
出し
irrelevant.
て
The only thing that
その
matters
後
at the
結
end of the
構
day is that score at
なん
the
か
top.
フリーという
Doesn't matter
か
how you get
アマチュア
there.
チームでやってたんですけ
Certainly
ど
doesn't matter the individual stats.
久しぶりに戻ってきたと思ったら
Especially in
バチクソ強いブリードっていうチームに入って戻って
It's
きた
been uber impressive.
まあメンタリストがいたから組んだって感じだと
And
思
it's
います
all eyes on the turd cam. 18 kills in a row. Can he eye off the 20?
Well, in saying that though, regardless of what happened on NihgtHeven Labs, this is only the 1-round lead, and FURY have got themselves a 1-player advantage in the second round, so a really solid opportunity.
例えばカフェ
Just
ああカフェは
stem
強いんじゃ
this
ない
tide, and it's a
オレ
bloody
ゴンは
red
ね
tide.
攻守選択権でマジで変わるから俺はオレゴンは絶対やめた方がいいまあ CG やんないと思うけど
On the ward and flash kills can go out from Asfi. Uninterrupted. Player still over towards bathroom.
まあナイトヘブンラブと4時間とかも
Who's
やんない
gonna
方がいい
be
ね
the one to make a
多分
play for FURY. I mean, at this
BO1 に
point, I
関して
want to start seeing them
BO3 は
actually
全
just
然ありだと思うけど
go for vaults. Do something. Try and be the ones that
あと
are
高速ビードが
aggressive
いいんじゃ
back
ない
onto Bleed. If Dark vaults that balcony and has a really good pick, he probably gets a free kill and then clears up that position.
あれフナティックだと
Makes it a-
Invictus Gaming 行ったんだっ
a
け
three-man push from Solo.
そうだっけ
But Hoven is just able to stand there for free.
そうかインビクタスゲーミングその後だったの
seconds.
か
And an opportunity presents itself once again for Bleed to get another round. It's going to be a double swing in Asfi with the initial kill. 2 versus 3
なん
now.
でこの位置漏れたんだ
Turks are finally down. The streak does come to a conclusion. It's 18 and 1.
いや結構粘った時の残り30秒の組み立てはあんまりフューリーうまくないぞ
Couple of players still to contend with, not much time, and they have to get down to kitchen.
ワンチャンイグジストの方がうまい気
Really
が
well
する
watched from Crit J over towards West Main. He keeps that under lock. And a no time remains for Hoven. Finally, FURY get a round. It has been taken.
これこっから結構あれじゃないフューリーがボエとんじゃないか
And defense Chalet is not exactly
なんか最後のまとめがあんまりうまくないの
This is going
と
to favor the attacking team. So not only
そ
to
の
stall
ステップちゃんと踏んでくるから案
momentum out
外
from Bleed, but to
時間かかんだ
also
よ
get
ね
around yourself, it's massive, absolutely massive. I think for them mentally, we've seen the face cams. I'm not saying they've looked, you know, totally out of it, but they're certainly not as passionate as they were back on Bank.
だからこのタードの速いエリア取りのロックしてるじゃん今こういうのに引っかかんなかったらいけそうな気するけどね
So 2 minutes on the clock, and Crit J has been isolated by those gridlock track stingers. Makes that retake up West Main a little bit more challenging, as you'll need to more likely give away a bit of sound or perhaps trade some damage. Shots rain out, and Turt's the response, so he's heard that. Will take his attention, but critically, Crit J has already rotated a long way away. Util game now over towards top library stairs.
Yeah,
with the
sorry.
deployable shield.
あそれなかった
position.
俺
It is
ADS にも
device
起動してたように見え
the
たけど
shield is taken down.
Just under a minute and a half remaining.
いややっぱ
Still
丁寧だよねこの
real
辺。リープス
contact
いかない
though
もん
between
ね。
any of the players inside of the server.
ちゃんとハードブリーチして車線増やしてでこれ中間階にも出れるようにローテ通る火花で作ってっていうの待ってるよね。行かないんだよね案外。いやまあ行く必要はないというか行けるタイミングじゃないんだけどここで行くもんね。いやこれはね当たりどころ結構読みやすいぞ。
Just as I thought maybe this was going to be a slightly quieter round, it's a 2v2 and Mentalist is in sight.
入れはした。
Inside a bar and he can get the plant down at any time that he seems to fit the theme. Asfi, what's he covering exactly though? This is a little bit strange. Okay, eventually into bar. Mentalist, as soon as he would have stood up, yeah, this, I feel like they maybe rushed that. They had so much time, and in the end, they just opted to plant behind bar, didn't clear out games. Honestly, didn't clear out the bot library stairs hallway.
あと正直な感想言っていい？アスフィーって選手のなんか強みがあんまり見えんブリード。なんでこの選手このチームにいるんだろうっていう気がしてるぐらいのレベルだな。特にいいサポートもできてるわけじゃないし打ち合いも強いわけじゃないし他の4人に比べるとやっぱ見劣りするな。
Looking to facilitate entry from the likes of Toadstar and Reaps. Jay again, a long way away from the objective. He'll work basement. Reaps, up all the way. Those are the kinds of kills that you would expect.
それでやられね。おお、ニノやった。
He gets caught off guard. He tries to pop back up. Reaps.
今コップンカート言ってなかった。
Little vision there, giving us insight as to what's going wrong for him today. It's an engagement like that you expect for him to win 99 times out of 100. Certainly not pop up and give away his life.
さすがのリコッチャもこの HP きついだろ。
Concerning from Reaps. Concerningly for Bleeder's team, no trade.
Yeah, and the attack has just really dried up, hasn't it? I mean, obviously Turst has died the last 2 rounds, so his big run has well and truly come to an end with a bang. And then, unfortunately for Reaps, he continues to struggle in this series. And you're probably not expecting the Mentalists to
ニトロセル投げるだけのマシン。いやタードもロックしきれねえだろそれ。そうだよね。前行かないと人数不利背負ってるからな。下にいるの分かってても構いきれんだろうな。ドローンとかで確認するしかないだろうな。いやフューリーやっぱうまいね。ここだってさラインかなり下げ目にしてるけどそれでも守れるって判断してるもんな。
As if this is a shock to see them find that dominance once again, but now here on Chalet.
だからライン下げられてるからタードがここでプレッシャーかけに行っていつでもバスルームから裏取れるぞみたいなプレッシャーかけてるけどボルカン燃やされて入れないね。ほらここで止まんだよフューリー。普通今の RGL チームだったらもう完全に裏側から進行するんだよねこういう場合って。ほら当たりどころだから分かりやすいからカウンター取りやすいんだよね。しかもクリット J が今ちゃんと裏取りも計算に入れてたからさ。ほらねフューリーがだんだん防衛取り始めてるでしょ。いやこれ予想しやすいぞだいぶ。テックイシュー入りました。ここ案外長そうだね。
Allowed 3 defensive round wins for FURY away from going to the
FURY with the lead. Starting to really raise some concerns and turn some eyes. Lead were under pressure, but that gasket has now been at least relieved.
そう、攻めの方が分かりやすいよね。裏とかあんまり取りに行かないし、取りに行くとしてもタードぐらいしかいないから、ここタード主導に入るんだ。マーベリックなんだ。ホッペンが逆に裏か。
He failed at both tasks. That's because I say fail because our expectation of him is rightly very high. So he'll look down below at least for now and see what he can catch, maybe a bit of control over towards that dining corridor, which isn't being directly contested. If someone missteps, they could find themselves in a bit of trouble. Position though now revealed, so Reaps will.
いや俺リープス絶対影響出ると思うけどな。そういう意味ではマップピックっていうかオペレーターピック幅が広い CG 有利じゃない。 そこまで嫌なにこだわってるわけじゃないかな
CG
CG
put
は。
up a stand over towards half wall and instead he'll fall back.
まあフラグプレイヤーどうするかって感じはあるけど。
Just 9 seconds left. It's been around. That has had no action, but seemingly
結構ブリードは影響出そうだけどね、嫌な使えなくなったこと
office
が。
wall opened up.
かまあそのまま使ってきて
Now looks to get
ター
to
ド
work
あたり
over
が
towards
フラグ
that
持ちに変えるかだな。
hiding position.
そんな予想は
Open
成り
that
立つ
one
か
up,
もしれな
maybe
いけど。
anticipating a bit of a push through the breach and watching from below. No one will be pushing through that position. No one's there. Now can open up dining. So double walls opened up pretty easily for Bleed. Little Dread Mine being a bit of a nuisance, does get shot at by Mentalist for free. Turts has been going for a pretty long wrap around on the map. Eventually now making his way just outside of
結
trophy.
局マーベリック持ってきたけど
And he's got
ブリーチング当
into a
時
really
使わず
dangerous
みたいな
position,
展開にな
guys.
ってるな。
Yeah,
まあ保
definitely
険だな
goes
これ
for
は。
the
ほい
vault.
と
Third time's it right. Well, he doesn't. Unfortunately,
これが裏じゃん。結局やっぱタード裏に行ったじゃん。
5v4.
でも読まれて止められて、こういう地下管理うまいんだよな。
But Ashby able to find a response. Quick J, arguably the star player for Fury, also down. So this is going to be a scrappy little round to conclude things.
Just under 20 seconds. Asfi takes a bit of chip damage. Goomine stepped on. Reaps evaporated. Trade though immediately by Mentalist. And then Asfi finds another. Mentalist has to get the plant down successfully. Dark though watching him. Takes out Asfi. No time. Mentalist has to hold it and stick it.
ここはなんとかだね。
Can't do anything to stop Hoven though.
ここは手動が押し切れたパターンだ。
Guardian roll perfectly. And basically
Underneath the barrack, serious.
to left away, but sort of overcome the other when they're hot and they've got that snowballed momentum. We saw it on Bank. Bleed weren't able to stem the tide. On NihgtHeven Labs, Fury weren't able to stem the tide. But so far in Chalet, 2-3 scoreline, it's the closest that these two have been.
これ手動どこだ
And if we do get
ター
that
ド
sort
差
of
し
back
役なん
and
だよ
forth
ね。
final map, who's going to have the advantage? Hard to say. Crit J
うわ入ってきた。
anticipating the push from Boiler and Turd now in towards Wine.
そうだね、ここはクリット J
I think
あんまり相手する理由ないもん
he doesn't want to have this early on. He falls back. Only
ただ
though
引くに引けないね。
towards that
こ
position,
の
just
ロックが入ってるかも
toward
しれない
library
な。
stairs, and he'll hold and maybe make Turds to think that he's fully gone back up the stairs.
まあタードをここで腐らせておくだけでも意味あるんじゃない
Yeah, what a tense little engagement there on the bottom
手
floor.
動どこだ
Or lack thereof. Because they never actually really did shoot at one another, but they are very much
手動バス
wary
ルー
of
ム
the
か
other's presence or potential presence down below. Creature doesn't want allowed Turd to get a foothold over towards that library staircase, and equally Turd doesn't want Creature to be a flank threat,
俺やっぱすごい丁寧に取ってく
especially
る
up
よ
through
ね
bunker later on in the round. So Turd will probably just hold position, at least for now.
これだってさ
You two clear elsewhere.
2階の逆エリアから取ってきてるってことでし
Position
ょ
that Creature
め
is
ちゃ
now
くちゃ
looking
丁寧
to
だよね
support. Still, they're being conscious of the lurk down below, and it may end up being a case of timing here as whether or not Turd can unlock the round. Dark as well, key position on the cross to display. Reaps
め
is
ちゃくちゃ丁寧だな
trying to
時間
manipulate
足りる
his
のか
way
これ
forward.
残り45秒あここでリープ
It's
さ
a
せに
really
来たの
tense, close round. Probably the closest we've seen throughout the
う
series.
わ
But Reaps unlocks it. That's the Reaps we've been
タイミングで
waiting
解
to
決し
see.
た
And Mentalist as well will hop out, dropping I9.
いや強い
Advantage Bleed, and Turnstile further compounds that advantage. So Bleed do fight back.
なるほどね
They close the
これ
half.
3-3かな
I mean, the line, especially.
And forth in nature, but to see then the two stomps
カウン
begin
ターになんか
Maybe
相手が仕掛けてくるところに全部合わせた感じだ
entertaining, detracted away from the competitiveness that we expected. So to get the sort of grand finale here on Chalet, it would be oh so appeasing. Probably just lurking over at mezzanine fireplace position. Turnstile, massive work down below in the garage. Going to be a solo push here for Fury again. Bar game's not the most conventional of sites anymore on Chalet. Certainly not the first pick of the litter. It's a site that you might, I guess, a tertiary site now. So for Bleed to go here first, certainly plays mind games. 2 minutes remain. Fury very slow in their approach, expecting a play somewhere, somehow, and it probably comes from Turdster, but it is Hoven that loses his life early. for essentially nothing, like Colas with an easy kill. And then they lose Reaps. So they're the ones playing the games, but it's FURY that have got them right where they want them.
いやー、自分のタイミングで打ち合い作るのやっぱFURYうまいな。見てほしいんだけどさ、投げ物一つも投げてないのに全部別の車線で陽動して釣り出して打ち合いに行ってるぞ。これうますぎだろ。
Not going to happen, and it's now about consolidating side as best they can. Lots of goo mines available here to turn.
どんだけグーマイン貯めてんだよ。
At each key entrance
臭すぎるだろそれ。
There is so much time for FURY here to isolate one more pick. It's ridiculous. This is a round they must be winning from here.
いやーそうだね。キル拾いに行かないともう無理だよな。
Well,
罠でガチガチに固めてる。
absolutely crazy
草草の草だね。
A 2v4 comeback for Bleed here would be.
ああそうだね。メンタリストはキル拾いに行きたいよね。いやーさすがにそれは無理だよな。これでもう大窓への道は開けてそっちに針は投げてないから。車線に入るから投げられなかったから。危ねえ。若干危なかった。でもちゃんとダブルピークなってんだよねここがね。すげえ反応だなリコちゃん。まあまあここは序盤での削り合いで負けただけだからそういう当たり方してくるんだっていう感じになったと思うからここで修正ができるからねブリー
And I fear now, do they just kind of fall back to what will be kind of default defense on Chalet, thinking, okay, well, we tried something, didn't work, maybe we'll give up on those plans. I kind of hope that they now don't go into their shells. They have to have the license to be able to continue to play aggressive and, you know, allow what would have been probably a really good turds to lurk in that round. It wasn't to be, and we'll see what they learnt from it. I9, and he's going to get someone to peek him from top library stairs.
すごいミリでの打ち合いだ。
I9 though unable to get any shots through that very acute angle in the window and forced off of that position.
So 10 seconds now on the clock.
うおーいい車線。
Of 90 seconds remaining on the clock with 10
いや
players
この辺り
alive.
なんだよね。
Correct that now.
さっき
down
さ
to
図書
9.
側の廊下に構ってると思ったらさフューリーもうこの記念まで来てるじゃん。
On trophy.
この辺りの陽動うまいよ
Not
な。
gonna work out all that well. This is a
ここでちょっ
five
と
potential here, or at least something to
クリット J 落ちたの
the
は
attention
誤
of
算じゃ
Bleed,
な
who
い？
can focus their efforts on
でもこれ
a front
現地に
face
ドロー
of
ン入ってるの
defense.
か。
Need to be cooked if this lands. It could be big. Doesn't do anything though. Dark will get some
ちょっ
information.
とそのオフィス取れてないからメンタリストの位置が強いね。
I really don't.
ああでも押しに行くんだ
Particularly
これ
like
で。
Bleed's chances from this position
ああ
unless
もう
they
これ
can
西側正
snipe
面
a
玄関から
kill or
プッ
two
シュ
from
する
long
こと
range.
決めたね。
Flash goes out. Oh, Dark. The moving
ダ
shot
ークが強すぎなんだ
to
けど。
Turdstar. As great as he was, that 18-0
うわ
run he
うわう
has
わうわうわうわうわ
probably been a
う
non-factor since.
わ
And FURY
いやこういう割り切りなんだよ
unleashed
な
their fury on Bleed at the end of that round.
こういう割り切りなんだよ今の CG は緩急がやっぱ全然ついてるじゃんブリードの攻撃に比べてブリード本当にエリアちゃんと打ってくるじゃんでも今のヒューリー全くエリア取らなかったよね西側正面玄関と記念品質だけでしょ
So we look across the Bleed
いや
then.
これが俺今の CG だと思うよこれを毎回するのは無理だけどこれをやることによって次エリアを丁寧に取っていくっていう攻めが成立するんだよね
It's no excuse.
いやそれはフューリー強いわ
Even some of the key
今の世界的なモダンな CG できてるもん
huge numbers that we would expect in the past.
この緩急よ
There was the rehearsed. As for this round though, top down approach from FURY. Swift entry, crit J. Looking to create space.
クリット J も戦士早えな
He'll make his way forward now.
Clink,
through the
clink,
box.
yeah.
There is a roam being employed here by the defense. And FURY doing their best to try and scout that out quickly and take this space.
Again, another massive round for Bleed here. FURY have got control of this. They're finally, for the first time here on Chalet, being able to just get some separation from Bleed. Okay, a little bit in the first half, but Yeah, deeper into the second half now and a lot closer to
これ多分ね序盤に当たってブリード側が人数削れないと結構きついと
all
思
the
う。
lurk from Bud.
セットされるわけじゃないけどタイミング読めないから。うわーすごいと
And
こ
is he going to be expecting the close
Oh, he's
angle?
got to
He
do
kind of has to.
あ引いた。
Pulls the pin
うまっ
on that frag grenade and Turster. He went moving.
あいいかば。
Okay, a trade.
これ結構ほっぺの位置にかかってる。
Fury, they've already got the extra player advantage regardless. So from 5-5 to 3 versus 4 in favor of Fury with 60 seconds remaining on the clock. Massive moment, and without Turdster and without Reaps, who are both 1-5, 1-4 since the rehost, it's once again onto Holven, Mentalist, and Asfi.
いやこれ下から来たからそうだね記念側にいること分かってるから記念側をまず先に処理しないといけないんだよ。
Fury, I think, have decent read, have a good amount of
おい行くのそ
information.
れ。
Smokes deployed. We may see like Colas tease a plant.
い
Mentalist
やまあガスだよね一回
need
な。
to swing. Instead uses
あ
the
これ行くな
gas.
リコリス
Will that
まんま
be
行くな。
enough to down like Colas? Like Colas is going to stick.
まあそうだねリコリス
And
は
he's
ここで
able
落
to
ちる
get
け
it
ど
off. That's huge.
He is down, he is out, and it is now a 3 versus 2.
いや
One
これでも
outside those
圧倒的
BG
に
men, and Dark up above over towards the mezzanine.
有利だぞ。
So not a lot of time here on the retake. They've got the
あ
numbers.
キバブリ
They
上がっ
need to
た。
double swing this. They can't just go peak one at a time.
あ
Kiba
キバブリ
Barrier
塞い
goes
だ。
out from Asfi. They've got the
いや
numbers.
カバライズ
and
ぶされ
Dark
た。
probably not in a position to really do a whole lot. BG man, oh, so well played.
飛び出した
Be
けど
good. BG man wins that.
飛び出したけどだよな
In a
これ。
1v1 now, Asfi and Dark. Dark a little bit late on the rotate.
すごいところに隠れてる。
Holds his position. He's got an angle. He'll catch
う
Asfi from
わ
behind. It's Fury.
Dark.
They've got major points.
味方がやられた時点で引いたんだ。
More stressful.
うま。
I'm not going
い
to
や
get too into it.
これが今のシージだと思うよ。
I've been so focused on
今のさ
qualification for the major and less about
2階と1階でやり合ってる間にもうプラント判断じゃん。これがヒューリーのうまさだと思うんだよ
Third
な。
stop. I mean, we
逆にブリードこれできないんだよ。
But to be completely honest, since that rehost, he's gone back to the old brown. 1-4.
俺7-3で CAG だと思うけどな。
It would be one hell of a comeback.
CG もそれがすごくできるようになったからね。やっぱり RJL でも生まれてやっぱセットプレーでプラントするシークエンスとアルクリ君きっかけアルクリ君チビス君きっかけに潰すシーンっていうのがだいぶあるからな選択肢として結構ブリードは特に攻撃面はかなり淡白だったな。もうエリア取ってどっか崩せたら取れるけど崩せなかったら永遠に時間かかるし残り30秒も間に合ってない感じするもんな。逆にヒューリーの方が強いね。圧倒的に強いわこれ。緩急めっちゃ効いてるもん。RJL 来ても全然遜色ないレベルだぞこれ。それぐらい柔軟性がある。またタードがクソ針投げてんじゃん。
Minute 20. That's a goo mine for you, I9 to pull out. Takes a bit of chip damage.
あでもタードの位置分かってそうだなあれ。
And I think this is
車
the
ガレージい
kind
る
of
ぞ
round
みたい
Bleed are probably
な。
just
ほら
feeling
刺しに来るじゃ
pressure.
ん
They know that they have to
緩
kind
急
of
だよ
sit
ね
on
これ
site
だいぶリズムがえぐいよな。
And he's been
ほら
caught for
ここすごいよね。
hit shot.
ただ利益がそれほど取れんかったな。上があった。これ上潰さないと解決できない。
rises to the occasion. It was 1-5. Two crucial kills.
あそうそう昔はあのシージが強かったのよ。
As they just lock down defensively.
でメンタリストはやっぱこういうシージやりたがるんだろう
Eventually
な。
finished off like Olas, who was down in bar.
マグもこういうシージやりたがるんだけどさ。
Their flanking push
なんか2人がフナティックにいたっていうの
towards
がよくわかるよね。
Still somewhat winnable, but they need to hit a lot of good shots quickly.
さすがに時間がないな残り30秒。
First of maybe a couple to
お
come.
嘘でしょ。
It's a straight 2v2.
いやでも
now
ディ
with
フューザードロップ
BG
してるか
man
ら
hitting that
さすがにじゃない。
Asfi and Turd.
あでも分かってる。
BG men.
あいないそれ取れれば
20 seconds.
話は変わるぞ。
And they just need to hold on here, Bleed.
あ
They can't give away this pick, and I9 hits the tap. It's just Asfi in the 1v2.
いやでも残り10秒しかない。この位置は強いぞ。
Asfi and Barstock in a 1v2 to deny Fury from going to
う
the
わー
major.
取っ
First
た
shot, not good enough.
いやこれはヒューリー強すぎだろ。だって今 4v2。いやこれちょっとブリードに対して頭一つぐらい違うね。このパフォーマンスよくわかんない。 なぜここでパルスをやりたかったの？いやこれ俺正直 7-3 で CAG だと思うけどな。ブリードやっぱバリエーションが少ない。そう情報の取り方とそれをなんだろうな生かす判断の良さとスピードがヒューリー圧倒的だった。こうやって見るとこの試合見るとでブリードはそこまでさエイムゴリ押してくるわけじゃないからそこまで怖くないじゃん。エイムゴリ押されてくる方が俺怖いと思うけどね。いやでもこっからよく頑張ったよ。こっから美容する 2,3 本したんでしょさらに。よく勝ったよな。いや決してメジャーに来るから弱いわけじゃない。でもやっぱり今のシージモダンなシージと比較した時にやっぱちょっとブリード古いシージしてんなっていうイメージあるからシージは正直対策が立てやすいと思う。逆にフューリーはマジで強い。やっぱ俺ステージ1からマジで評価高かったんだけどさやっぱ強いよこのチーム。ダークゼロと G2 にはちょっと勝てる未来がいやダークゼロにはワンチャン勝てるか。ワンチャンダークゼロには勝てる未来があるかもしれん。グループ C だよな。 G2 か初戦 G2 か。これはちょっとつらおやな。初戦 G2 さんですか。なるほどなるほど。というわけでご視聴いただきありがとうございました。久しぶりに朝配信できたぜ。試合見ようと思うとちゃんと起きれるな起きれるなっていうかその顔出しとか何も準備しないでいいから楽っちゃ楽だからさ。というわけでありがとうございました。明日はちょっと午前中予定があるので配信できませんが来週の月曜日は目標午前配信毎日やるという感じでやっていきたいと思います。観戦配信とちょっとゲーム配信混ざると思うんだけど基本的には CG やりてえなと思ってるんで午前配信は。で夜時間ができたら朝クリとかやろうかなって感じなので夜はちょっとゲリラ的になるんだけど今日は告知したラジオ配信やるので23時からなんでよかったら遊びに来てください。フォローもサブスクもお待ちしております。というわけで今日もお仕事の方学業の方頑張ってください。お休みの方は一日ゲームなどして楽しんでください。ただいい季節だからね外に出るのもありかなと思います。というわけで皆さんご視聴いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の配信でお会いしましょう。ではでは。